regular meeting of the Belleville Zoning Board of Adjustment for January 2nd, 2025 will now come to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Bandita.
Here.
Giordano.
Here.
Mafucci.
Here.
Catalino. Rinaldi. Soriano.
Here.
Milano.
Yeah.
Bennett. Del Gershio.
Here. Okay, everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag for the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, is notice of this meeting been given in accordance to the Sunshine Law?
Certification of meeting has been advertised according to the Sunshine Law.
Next thing on the agenda, approval of minutes from December 5th. Is there anything here anyone wants to change or anything? No? Motion made by Mr. Milano to approve the minutes, seconded by Mr. Giordano.
Hey.
Bad New Year's. Okay. Clerk, call the roll.
Bandita.
Yeah.
Giordano.
Yes.
Soriano.
Yes.
Milano.
Yes.
Del Gershio.
Yes. Okay, first case on the agenda is ZB 2024-10, MAGMA Smoke Shop, the third, it looks like the third LLC, 126 Franklin Street, block 1401, lot 1. Applicant is requesting a use variance to permit the sale of electronic smoking devices, liquid nicotine content, and vapor products. Yes.
Happy New Year.
I don't know if it's going to be a happy New Year. I understand you were bringing stuff in tonight for the first time?
Yes and no, because it was going to be through testimony, and I thought it would be easier for the board to follow along. That's why I did the letter. I have testimony for each one of the documents that I'm providing to the board.
So you're not going to provide any new documents?
No, no,
Okay.
no. What I wanted to do is lay it out so the board could, to make it easier for you, because it's actually the first, well, let me put my appearance on the record. It's Diana McGovern from the law firm of Gabriel and Mako. And the first part of this application is actually a request or an application that my client's business be certified as a pre-existing non-conforming use. Because the first business that was there, Omar Smoke Shop, had a legal state license to sell vape and East electronic cigarettes.
You have proof of that?
I do, that's in these documents.
Oh, that's what's in that?
Yes, yes, and so your ordinance, which disallowed and created that as a prohibited use, took effect on April 6th of 2023. Omar, and I have all of my witnesses here, Omar obtained a state license to sell those products effective April 1, yes, 5 days before the ordinance went into effect. He also obtained a mercantile license from the Township of Belleville in January of 2023. So they were selling these products legally, and then my client came in on a cash transaction, just took over the business, changed the name, has applied for all of his own licenses, and so it is our position we don't need a use variance if the board will accept these documents as pre-existing.
I understand your position. Will our two experts please stand up to be sworn in?
Tom Harris, Brian Bandit. Gentlemen, with regard to this application and the other two applications, do you swear that all your testimony and comments shall be the truth?
That is.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Banda, what is your position on all this?
So the previous owner, I guess when he originally came in for a smoke shop. It was zoned as a smoke shop. That was the documentation we had. At some point along the way, he went down to health and obtained a vape license, because it's a separate license through the health department. It was never actually in the zoning itself. So when they transferred over the business, I can only zone it for what was there, right? So how they got it along the way, I don't know. After that, they did come in and change the name. You can't just take over a business based on a business licensing. They have to do a full update. After changing the name, they need a new business license. They came in after that and they obtained a new business license that specifically says no electronic smoking devices, liquid nicotine containers or vape products as defined by whatever the NJ state law is.
That's on their license application?
That is on the zoning permit that they obtained, I think, on April 8th,
That's
2024.
For my client, MAGMA.
MAGMA,
What
yeah.
Our position is that Omar, who was the original business there, and the business that was continued by my client, had the appropriate licenses and was selling those products as licensed by the state of New Jersey prior to your ordinance being changed to prohibit that as a use. So it is our position that my client just assumed an ongoing business and is not doing anything differently than what had been done and had been licensed for.
I think the key question here is, were they selling these products before the zone changed?
And yes, I have photographic evidence with timestamps that show in March of 2023, all of the products were stopped. They got their license to sell them April 1, and then your ordinance went into effect on April 6th. And I've got that right here in the documents that I've submitted to the board.
Okay, we'll take the documents, correct?
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead. Question.
The question is, so which is it? You bought the business, right? And your position is, they were selling it legally, or now it's a new name and a new business?
It's the same business with a new name.
No, it's not.
Well, it's,
No,
I understand what you're
twist it
saying.
any way you want.
It's
It's
an
not the same.
ongoing business.
No, you can't, listen to me. Pre-existing non-conforming use, if I bought the red shingle, and I'm still a co-owner, you didn't buy exactly what they, it's a new name, it's a new business. So there is no pre-existing non-conforming use.
Yes.
I'm only one man,
I understand.
so
But
that's
I'm-
my opinion.
But I'm going to say this, my client came in and sold the same merchandise. They didn't bring in different merchandise. They came in, and the merchandise that was in the store, they continued to sell.
Once you, and I know you're not gonna like this, but once you
I'm
abandon,
I can't hear you over them, Willie. Can you wait a minute till they're done talking?
I'm sorry.
I don't mind, I just can't hear them until you're done. Okay.
they're not gonna like this one. Once you change the name of the business, you abandon it.
I'm going to disagree with
It's
you.
okay, you can just,
Okay.
you're
Because
not gonna change my mind.
And I have a planner here who can testify as to,
Plans, you know.
all right, and I have Omar, the owner of Omar here, the owner of the building.
Listen, I'm not gonna end
And
this.
it's,
Wait a minute.
I mean, it's a legal argument.
Wait a minute. Are you saying,
It's an abandoned use.
wait a minute,
Not from
wait
the-
a minute.
Jerry, not from the name, from the updated,
I didn't ask you nothing. Let me ask you a question. Your position is, if you have a bar, and they sell the bar, and they change the name of the bar, it's abandoned? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying that they changed the name, it's a new business. It's not the same business that was there, number one. And I'm not even gonna say what it was doing before it was legal. I'm not even sure.
No, we're not even going into that.
But my point is, if they wanna come to this board and say, we wanna do vapes, I respect that. But I'm not going to say it's a pre-existing non-conforming. That's what I'm not.
Well, that's your position.
Let me hear the case.
Here's what I think we should do. I think we should hear the case.
Yeah, of course.
You provide your testimony and your proofs. And, because this is like a proof of a non-conforming use, this part.
Yes, Mr.
All right.
Chairman.
Now, in the event the board does not rule it as a non-conforming, in other words, you want to change this application to a non-conforming use, and if they don't rule that way, you want to change it to a D application?
Our application was in the alternative, our notice was in the alternative, that we were asking for it to be certified as pre-existing non-conforming, and in the alternative, if that isn't to be found by the board, we would proceed then to a use variance. But since you only have 6 board members, if we could hear the pre-existing non-conforming use aspect of it, because I believe Mr. Rago can back me up on this, that's a majority vote.
It's only a majority vote,
Right,
you're
so I don't have to have a supermajority of 5. So if you could hear that part tonight, And then
Okay.
we could proceed with the use variance if need be.
That makes sense.
Can I just make one statement?
Yes, go ahead.
So that might be true. That's a difficult one because again, they never actually had it zoned for that. So that's why, even if it were to be that, I would still want to bring it here to confirm it because it's such a gray area. But the piece that they're missing now is that they did get a new business license that says no vape.
No vape.
So that's the issue where the use was abandoned.
Okay, but they
So,
weren't, because they
hold
weren't
on.
able to. We had to come here. They didn't understand. They should have made an application, and I think they did make the argument ahead of time. But I don't know that they conveyed it or articulated it the way that it was understood by
And
the
they didn't want to
owners.
wait for the hearing here, so they went with that.
So, but I don't, in my position is that doesn't mean you abandon it. That means you get to continue your business, make some money so you're not losing money. You signed a lease, and then you come back to try to straighten this out afterwards. That's my position.
Well, now we're asking for the D-variance.
Well, now I
Well,
need a
no,
legal
I'm still
question
asking
if
for-
that's legal, so I'd have to ask Mr. Raycom.
Let's hear the case. That's all I can say. We haven't had any testimony. We
No.
have comments.
No, but we have this issue that they put no.
Right.
That's a legal issue. That on the new license, am I correct?
That- no,
Or-
that's
Or the
what-
new business, what is it, business license?
You get a business CO, yeah.
But
So
that's
that-
what the town issued. That's not what they asked for.
You can ask for whatever you want. When the town issues something, that's now the use.
So,
He's all confused.
I just want to hear, I want facts on the record.
All right, let's start the case.
so,
Go ahead.
but, to her point, we're hearing her argument for pre-existing non-conforming use
First,
correct?
Yes.
now you realize if there's a tie vote, it goes down.
Understood. And then we go to a use variance.
All right, I just
Okay.
want to bring that to your attention.
Yeah, I know, I do understand that. Okay. So I would like to call Delphine Rosa, please. Mr. Rosa is the owner of the building.
If you'd raise your right hand, please, sir. With regard to this application, do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth?
Absolutely, yes.
Could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Delphin Rosa, R-O-S-A.
Your first name is Delphin? Can you spell it?
A-D-E-L-F-I-N.
You're the owner of the subject property.
Correct.
All right, Mr. Rosa, you own 126 Franklin Street,
Correct.
and located there currently, could you just describe briefly the building? Is there commercial space and then apartments above?
Correct. One commercial space on the corner and 2 apartments above, 1 down.
Okay, and the current tenant right now is who?
Fadi, I don't forget your last name, I'm sorry.
What's the name of the business?
So you're gonna have to speak up.
Yeah, speak
Fadi.
louder.
Speak louder, please.
Salim.
It's Fadi Salim, and the name of the business right now is
Am I
Magma
correct?
Smoke.
And before Magma, who was there?
I believe it was Omar.
I'm sorry, I believe it was.
Omar?
And before Omar leased the property, was that commercial space vacant for a period of time?
It was,
For about how long?
I would say, close to a year to possibly a year and a half.
When Omar moved in, did he do some renovations?
Indeed, he did.
And he obtained the license as far as you knew?
Correct.
And he began running what kind of a business there?
Smoke shop.
And had you been in the business, in that store to see how the store was set up?
Yep.
And did you ever receive any complaints when Omar was there?
No, just to do a couple of the steel gates. I believe Bell wanted us to make sure they were completely up when they were operating.
And otherwise, did you receive any complaints about the nature of the business from anybody?
No.
And since leasing the store to Magma, was anything changed inside the store?
No.
With the merchandise, as far as you could tell, the same that had been being sold by Omar's?
That's correct.
And since Magma has taken over that space, have there been any complaints to you about that business?
No.
Okay, thank you, I have no more questions for the witness.
One question. Do you know what they were doing was legally used?
Say it one more time?
Do you know if what they were doing was legal?
Do you know if they were doing was legal?
Yes, I mean, I assumed it was legal yet.
You assume it was.
Well, my sister had another building in Washington Avenue, she was running this, I think a vape shop, so yeah, everything to me felt legal. I've met with, him before, I forget his name.
What's that?
Brian, and, yeah.
Hers was opposite, actually.
Yeah.
Hers was vape and not smoke.
Yeah, I mean, but from both of our understanding, we felt that, but my sister and I, we felt that everybody was doing the up and up.
You thought it was good. Was it,
Yeah.
Brian?
Again, if you want to compare the two, this one was a zoned-in smoke shop for smoke products.
Right,
The other one on Washington, her sister's was actually a vape shop.
right, so,
And that was
so
the pre-existing one.
the question was it illegal to sell vape in that area at the time? And was that the intent of that particular?
At the time, there was no ordinance separating the two, so technically they could have got a zoning approval for it, they just didn't, they just started selling it.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Zoning or a certification from the
You
zoning?
put it on the zoning certificate that it's there. and-
In other words, as
That
long as
would
it
confirm
was in
the
the
use.
1-year period.
No, this was, he's talking before all this happened.
Oh. Now, you took, they
Back when
took,
Omar had it, that's what he's talking
all right, when Omar had, now, when Omar had it, you're saying they had the vapes there and it was legal back then. The ordinance hadn't changed, am I correct?
Back then, different owner, different story, yes. It wasn't illegal, it wasn't a part of the zoning approval when they did it. So whatever the zoning was on the zoning certificate, when they did it, it wasn't there. They went down to the health department, who doesn't communicate with zoning, and got it. Now, does that mean it's wrong? I don't know, but you're here to confirm whether that is wrong or not wrong, and you're also here to confirm whether they abandoned the use or not.
Okay, because I have, part of the proofs dated 1/31/23 is a certificate of tenancy, type of business smoke shop. And smoke shop took both in, according to the testimony just given.
Both in?
Meaning both vape and
Yes.
smoking, like
Yes.
cigars or cigarettes.
Yes.
Well,
Now,
not
he's
under
saying
our
they changed the
definitions.
law afterwards.
We didn't, first off, there was no definition in there originally, now there is a definition, and it separates the two.
But
So again,
the chairman's point was, the license that Omar got dated January 31, 2023 was before your ordinance differentiated.
it just said it was a smoke shop.
Okay, so there was no difference between vape products and other types of nicotine
That's to be
products.
determined, I don't know. No,
And it was signed by Frankie Di Lorenzo.
yeah.
My next witness
Oh,
is,
Madam Counselor,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
may I ask Mr. Aldafi a question, please?
Sure, go ahead.
Mr. Aldafi, I'm sorry. Sir, can you attest that when Omar had the shop, that he did in fact sell vapes?
He did.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
So that's something that was common there, that was something that was for sale there?
I automatically assumed when he opened up his smoke shop that he was gonna do vape, but that's what I saw when I first walked in there. I wasn't like eyeballing everything, but yeah, I mean, I saw it in there. What I was going there was just to make sure that his gates were up, because that's what you guys are fighting me for.
I do have Omar here.
All right, yeah, we'll get to Omar in a little bit. Thank you, Mr.
Cool.
Rowe. And just another question, Madam Counselor, and Mr. Bond and Mr. DeGershio.
Yes.
Madam Counselor, you just said that the business license was January
Of
2023.
2023. Yes,
So that is before the change occurred, is that correct, yes or no?
yes, before the ordinance was
Mr. Bond,
adopted
is that
and
correct?
enforced.
Yes, that is before the ordinance and before the change of ownership.
No problem. So your client went in knowing that, okay, yeah, it was legal to sell vape, we could do this, we could do that, that's what we're doing.
That's what he
right?
understood.
Okay, no problem, thank you, Madam Counselor.
I would like to introduce now Ahmad Nagan. Pronounce your name wrong, I'm so sorry.
Sir, could you raise your right hand, state your name, and spell your first and last name?
My name is Nabhan Ahmad, last name spelled A-H-M-A-D.
And your first name?
Nabhan, N-A-B-H-A-N.
With regard to this application, do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ahmad, were you the owner of Omar Smoke Shop located at 126 Franklin Street in Belleville in the year 2023?
Yes,
And when you went into that business, what type of items did you sell as, let's say, you got your business license from the township in January 31, 2023. At that point in time, what types of products were you selling?
We were selling vapes, nicotine, oil, cigarettes, and just a bunch of accessories for like smoking.
Okay, were you selling electronic smoking devices?
Yes,
Were you selling liquid nicotine?
yes,
Were you selling liquid nicotine containers?
yes,
And were you selling vapor products?
yes,
And did you have a license?
we did, yes.
All right, now, I'm going to show you photographs which I had given to the board ahead of time of your shop, and clearly it says Wednesday, March 15th. Is that March 15th, 2023?
Yes.
And does that show the products that were on your shelves at Omar's?
That's a fully stocked store, yes.
And at some point in time, you sold your business to MAGMA,
Yes, we did.
and you sold it by cash, correct?
Yes.
And the merchandise that was in the store, did the new owner, MAGMA, go in and sell that merchandise that was on the shelves already?
It's the same products, yes.
Did you, while you were selling the product, also obtain a state license to sell vapor products as the state may have required at the time?
Yes.
And I attached to the documents before the board the vapor license, and that states that you got it on April 1, 2023, correct?
Yes.
So when you transferred the business, did you transfer all of the inventory then to MAGMA?
Yes,
And then they took over the business?
that's correct.
I have no more questions for this witness.
Mr. Ahmed,
Mm.
how you doing, sir?
Good.
What was the date of sale on this business?
It had to be, it was around, I believe, we sold the Bloomfield one around March. We sold this one, it had to be towards the end of March. Before March, like maybe around the end of March, like it had to be around that time.
2024.
Yeah, great. And when you sold this business to Mr. Salim, did you inform him that he would have to get state licensing and all the other stuff that goes into all the prerequisites to owning this type of business? Yes or no?
When I first applied for the license in the city, I was never informed that I needed a separate license that had no vapes or anything had to do with like not restricting vapes. So I wasn't aware that that was the new rules going forward. So I didn't know I had to inform him of that because nobody had told me. I had inspectors all the time in and out of the store, but for the gates and the lights, but nothing about the vapes.
You had inspectors in and out of your shop?
For the metal gates that every month or every week they'd come in asking about the gates.
Right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ahmed.
Can I ask a question of Mr. Banda?
Just in case so.
Mr. Banda, what zone are we talking about?
That is BG.
BG, okay, thank you.
Mixed use retail and apartments.
Mixed use and retail?
Mixed use meaning two uses, apartment, retail on the ground floor, apartments above.
And I'd like to next call Mr. Salim.
Would you raise your right hand, please, sir? With regard to this application, do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth?
Yes.
Would you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Fadi Salim, last name is Salim.
You're gonna have to,
One more time.
I don't know if it's me, but you're gonna have to
Say
speak
your name,
up.
spell your first name first.
Okay, Fadi Salim.
Salim?
I am, yes. I'm a junior.
Thank you.
And Mr. Salim, do you own MAGMA Smoke Shop?
Yes.
And when did you begin the business at 126 Franklin Street?
Like about end of March, beginning of February, we took over
2024?
2024.
And did you just go in and start selling the merchandise that was there? And
Yeah, we just took over and then, we continue the same business. We don't even close. We get the same merchandise.
and you just would be paid the former business cash as you would sell things?
Yes.
And so is it fair to say you continued the same business with the same product line as had been there when it was Omar Smoke Shop?
Yes, exactly the same.
Okay. And have you applied and obtained a license from the state of New Jersey to sell vape?
Yes, we do.
The products that you sell, is there any difference from what was there when Omar was there?
No, exactly the same.
Would you say that, so this would be the same use that was continued by you?
Yes.
I have no more questions for this. Because we're only concerning right now, not the use variance, I'm only asking
Questions by
questions on
members
this.
of the board?
I have one. Dale.
Go ahead.
So after you got your business license in, whatever it was, April, you continued to sell vape products?
Yes.
That's not good. Okay.
From the first witness and the second, any members of the public wish to ask a question? I'll be the witness.
Do I?
Mr. Shelton.
Good evening, everyone. Michael Sheldon, 47 Juliet Street. Real quick question. In addition to needing a business license to sell traditional tobacco products, does the state of New Jersey require a secondary license for a business owner to sell vaping products?
But the license I saw covers both.
Through the health department, they would go down and get that, so it's separate from the zoning department.
Yeah, you're talking about local, I'm talking about...
There's local and there's state.
Right, but does the state of New Jersey, in addition to requiring a business license to sell whatever,
Let me make this simple, so we don't go crazy. I'm gonna read you the license, what it says. This certificate, this certifies that the person, partnership, or corporation named below is licensed by the New Jersey Division of Taxation to conduct business pursuant to the above license and is hereby authorized to collect tobacco and vapor products tax pursuant to Chapter 147.
Thank you, that pretty much answers that
I
question.
figure I'd cut through the checks.
Right. Because when I looked at the zoning chapter 23, for the BG zone, and Mr. Bandit did indicate a moment ago that this property is in the BG zone, there's nothing there that says vaping is a non-permitted use. There's no mention of vaping at all in chapter 23.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, you can ask me a question.
You have the chapter on you?
My phone, and I don't have a physical copy of it.
Well, the question is, at what time was that in effect?
The date of adoption for the update of the ordinance that's not on the website is 3/28/23, legal advertisement is 4/6.
You're referencing an ordinance which I guess hasn't percolated
Into the book.
to the book. So that I'm looking at the current zoning schedule, chapter 23. For the BG zone, there's nothing underneath BG zone that says vaping is not a permitted use.
Does it say it's allowed use?
It doesn't say anything. It's completely...
Tobacco, nothing?
Nothing. It doesn't say anything about tobacco or vaping. It's completely devoid of any non-permitted references to either tobacco or vaping.
Yeah, so the update outlines in section 23-78P, prohibited uses, smoke shops is one, and then vape shops is another separately.
So this is a recent, you're referencing an ordinance that hasn't made its way to the zoning
It hasn't been
chapter.
put in the book yet because the planners haven't updated the book. They're working on it, but this has been in effect for a little under a year.
328, is that right?
That was
3/28.
adopted.
No,
It
it's
goes into effect after it's adopted,
April
so many
6th.
days later. Am I correct?
April
Yeah.
6th is when it got advertised.
Yeah.
But again, the
Well,
business
does it take
license,
effect as soon as it's advertised, or within so many days of it being advertised?
I'll take April 6th just as the cutoff
Well, I'm
time,
gonna
just
ask Mr.
because...
I see date of adoption, some towns have, in their rules, an ordinance is effective immediately, some towns have, it's effective in 10 days, it's effective in 20 days, depending on the form of government, because some forms the mayor can veto it. So I don't know how Belleville usually treats its ordinances, whether they can be
Well,
effective immediately.
the mayor can't veto a bill, that I can tell you.
Okay, so,
well,
doesn't,
effect
was
upon
looking at-
passage and publication as required by law.
Right, it says, yeah, this
So-
ordinance shall take effect on publication as required by law. So it was published on April,
So that's when it would take effect, is what we're
Yes.
saying?
yes.
And then the zoning certificate again, issued on that site specifically states not permitted cannabis and cannabis products, also electronic smoking devices, liquid nicotine containers, or vape products as defined by the New Jersey State.
This is permitted.
No,
Not
that's not
permitted,
what I saw.
not permitted.
I saw the cannabis part only in the, it's only prohibited in the BA zone. So is this a BA zone or is this a
No.
BG zone?
The zoning certificate we issued to them, that this store cannot sell those two items, cannabis or vape products,
And how long has that certificate been in effect?
since the 8th, it looks like,
The 8th of what?
April,
Ah, okay, so it's afterwards.
after.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I want to thank the chair for answering my question. As far as the state is concerned, the applicant has satisfied.
Well, that's
the
for
licensing
tax
requirements.
reasons. So it's like a tax certificate.
What Mr. Band
Because
is,
that, they both get taxed apparently.
what Mr. Band is referencing is a local, more restrictive constraint on the operation of this business.
Yeah, so, for example, you know, if you say you have a two-family house, but you're using it as a four-family, you can still go get your state green card or inspections. They don't, for whatever reason, look at us and say, hey, is this properly zoned? We find out later. Same thing with the taxes. The tax office will go do their assessment and they'll assess it as a four-family when the zoning department only ever had it as a two, which supersedes, like the attorney can tell you, it's the zoning department.
Again, as far as, it sounds like as far as the state is concerned, everything is good here, but locally, there may be an
The
issue.
question is the local over the zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have,
And it-
as
Do
far
you have
as
questions of the first witness?
No, I have some, I will say what I want to have to say to.
For testimony?
Testimony, yes,
Okay,
thank you.
very good,
Thank you.
very good. Anybody else in the public have any questions of the first two witnesses? None. You can have your third witness then, unless any board member has any questions of this witness.
You're good. Okay.
Fourth?
The last witness is my planner, who can explain a pre-existing non-conforming use of work.
Planner has, I don't think, why is the planner involved in the non-conforming?
To testify as to the law in terms of how you would assess whether something is pre-existing non-conforming.
Okay, okay.
Sir, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Yeah, Matthew Flynn, F-L-Y-N-N.
Mr. Flynn, with regard to, could you raise your right hand, please, with regard to this application, do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Flynn, could you give the board your name and address?
Yeah, Matt Flynn, 101 Gibraltar Drive, Morris Plains, New Jersey.
What is your occupation? What is your occupation?
Professional planner. I have my professional planner's license in the state of New Jersey, as well as my AICP license, which is the national licensure for planners,
Where'd you go to school?
Rutgers University. I have my master's degree in planning and public policy.
Master's degree.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you work with,
Specifically in planning.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is your license still in effect?
Yes,
do you work with John McDonough?
I do.
Okay, he's okay.
Okay, great. So I move to qualify Mr. Flynn as our expert in professional planning. Could you explain to the board the pre-existing non-conforming use and what qualifies that, especially in this case?
Sure. So specifically to this case, as the board knows, and I think was just discussed, on April 6th of 2023, the ordinance that we're talking about, which is ordinance number 07-23, came into effect. Basically, in the BG zone, smoke shops and vape shops were listed as prohibited uses. On April 6th, 2023 is when that became effective. Importantly, at that time, so on April 6th, 2023, Omar Smoke Shop was currently legally selling vape products. He did have his vapor business license at that time. It was issued, like council mentioned, 5 days before that on April 1st, 2023. So again, fast forward 5 days, April 6th, that license is currently active at that time, meaning that this is a legally operating vape shop. In other words, he was legally allowed to sell these products. Just because the zoning changed subsequent to that event does not ban him from continuing the use as a vape shop, hence the term existing non-conforming use. Just because the zone changes does not mean that that use must be discontinued. It was grandfathered in, is another colloquial term that's used. Like I said, the use has not been abandoned since then, and at that time, it should have been recognized as a legal non-conforming use, because even though the business did change hands, the use itself did not change. So even though the business name, owner, etc. may have changed, the actual use as a vape shop / smoke shop was consistent throughout that period. In order for the use to be considered abandoned, it needs to be found that the use ceased for a significant period of time, and there was clear intention to abandon that use. Quoting a case law known as the SS Auto Sales versus Zoning Board of Adjustment of Stratford. This was a Superior Court of New Jersey case. I'm quoting, "The traditional test of abandonment requires the concurrence of two factors. One, an intention to abandon, and two, some overt act or failure to act which carries a sufficient implication that the owner neither claims nor retains any interest in the subject matter of the abandonment." I would say that in this case, that test has not been met, meaning that there is no clear intent that the applicant has shown to abandon the use of selling vape products at this particular location. And again, going back to that date of April 6th, 2023, I think we have to look at that specific moment in time, and at that moment there was a legal state license recognizing that vape sales were allowed at this premises. And so for all of those reasons, I would say that this use as a vape shop is a legal non-conforming use and is legally allowed to continue as such. If there's any redirect.
If I may. So the new owner obtained a vape license prior to getting a business license to operate in space.
I would have to defer that to you.
Is that what happened?
I believe that they applied, I don't have it with me.
Well,
but
you said they legally did it, but that I got no notification, nothing. So they applied for it, they got a business CO that basically says they can't have it, which, that to me, that's them acknowledging the fact that they're not allowed to have it. But then he just told me too that he continued to sell it thereafter,
Yeah,
when he wasn't supposed to have it.
yeah,
So,
and I took,
Why don't we finish with Mr.
doing
Flynn?
something you're not supposed to doesn't mean that's a continuation of the use. He was just illegally doing it.
Well, it was a legal non.
Not after he abandoned it with the certificate, and then he continued to do it anyway.
Again,
That's what you're telling me now.
I would say that what
That's
you're
not-
saying
okay.
is that the zoning changed, so the town
No,
had
the
no
business
choice but to
CO
issue
changed.
that.
The business CO changed.
Mr. Banda, it's up to us to make the decision, not you.
There was this,
I'm making a point.
Well-
You're changing, you can't change facts around. This is the, because I gotta defend my decision too.
You
I'm
can
good
defend your
if
decision.
I could bring my client back, he will testify that he obtained the state license, he thought that was what was controlling, so.
Yes, you can bring him back.
And again, when a business changes hands, there are several things that a new business owner has to do, such as that, which take time, but again, it doesn't demonstrate a clear intent to abandon the use, and it's certainly not a significant period of time of disuse or
I
abandonment.
want to make something very clear here. Changing a business, unless you change the nature of the business, it's still the same use,
Agreed.
okay? Because, just because you change a name or an owner, that doesn't mean the use changes. We just went through this a month ago on the Kmart property. There is definitely no more Kmart, but they're still able to use the building and the property for the same use that was there when it was a Kmart.
Whose obligation is it to get the appropriate certificates? Ours.
Well, they could apply,
Answer.
wait a minute, hold it.
No, you answer my question.
I'm gonna answer your question. They make the application to the town. Now,
And they got, and then what?
if the town refuses to, wait a minute, hold on. If the town refuses to give a CO because they're saying, well, we're not allowing this anymore, that's up to them, but then it comes before us.
What did it say on the application?
I don't have that in front of me.
Well, that's what we're gonna need.
There's a certificate in front of me that was issued.
And the certificate says what?
The certificate says, again, details, it says use of smoke shop details not permitted, cannabis or cannabis products, also electronic smoking devices, liquid nicotine containers, or vape products as defined by NJSA 26:30D-57 and.
You have that certificate so we can see it? Let us see. You don't have a copy of
Official
this?
one. I don't know why Nicole doesn't put them in the system.
No, it changed on me. All he did was touch the edges and it changed. Right.
Madam Counselor,
Now, let me ask a question about the certificate he's talking about. Is that a certificate that now is effect as of the change of the ordinance?
It's as of effect as of 4/8.
4/8 of what year?
2024.
What was the certificate before that date? That's all we're
That was
concerned about.
Omar's.
No, no, well, do you have a copy of that certificate?
I have, the manager of the store said that there was an ongoing application in the health department. I have a business certificate of occupancy dated April 17th, 2024, type of business smoke shop with this address.
I have that.
No,
I'm sorry, April
6/14/24.
what?
So this goes to this one is to MAGMA Smoke Shop.
I understand that.
That's
So
the
That's not what
there's
I'm
no
asking, ma'am.
restriction on this license.
Ma'am, I want to know what the certificate was
That's interesting.
under the original
I'm gonna go get
company,
them upstairs.
which was Omar.
Oh, I
And
don't
that's
have
what I
that.
want. I want his original certificate of occupancy. That's what I
Oh,
want.
I have that. That's attached as Exhibit B to the letter. That's the zoning
B?
certificate. Wait, I believe.
B. No, sweetheart, yes, okay, so that's a certificate of tenancy.
That's what I have.
What is yours called a certificate of tenancy, or what is it called? Business certificate of occupancy, it also says.
And when they applied for the zoning permit in 2024, my clients wrote down smoke shop. They weren't hiding anything.
But again, it's what was issued, so now we gotta find the
Well,
actual.
the fact that the town issued it means that's why we're here challenging it, saying that that was an incorrect assessment, that we should have been given a pre-existing grandfathered in. We should have been grandfathered in. And this board is the one who decides that. We're challenging that decision.
Hold on, okay. Well, now she's stating it a different way, so.
Well, I'm not stating it any differently than what happened. The facts are the facts. The client, prior business, had all the approvals it was supposed to have before, while they were selling the products. Then my client took over the business, continued the exact same business use. Only change was the name. They applied for all their certificates, applied in the health department, filled in the application, and the certificate they got from the zoning officer limited it. But we're here now challenging that, either to get it as a pre-existing non-conforming use or a use variance, because they spent money, moved in, have been selling it just like the prior business, which was permitted.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did he only own this business for 3 months?
I think it was more like a year, wasn't it?
Because I see January 31st, 23 is when Omar Smoke Shop number 5 it says. That's what it says on the certificate that you're talking about.
Right, and
Did
then
he have a previous certificate?
No, he moved in then, and he had it for a year, and then he sold it to my client.
In 24?
Yes.
Okay. Now, more cleared up. Okay. And the ordinance changed in April of 24.
23. They started the business in January 23.
Go ahead.
The ordinance changed in April of 23. My client came in the following year.
So
in
Omar
2024.
used it. Omar used it at the same way for the whole year that he owned the property,
Yes.
the business.
Yes,
And then he sold it in 24 to him.
to my client,
So
Matt.
technically, he did use it the
Yes.
same way after April of 23.
Correct. Before and after, it's been the same business. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to clear up on
Yes.
the calendar part of this. Questions? Go ahead, Mr. Surya.
Why didn't he just apply for it with the vapes?
Why didn't you apply for
No,
it? He
one's
did,
a
he applied
smoking-
to the state and got his license from the state.
But one it says smoking, the other one's specifically says
In the
vape.
town, this is what was issued to him, and I think, and I don't want to, my guess is, but I don't have
This
it,
is
I
what
can't
I'm
give a
trying to
guess.
understand, why would he just Why not just ask for the specific one that he was going to use?
He did. I can show you the application, but what he got was a certificate which was followed what the new law said, instead of grandfathering them in for what it should have been. That's the position we're taking.
So, what we have before us first is you guys want to grandfather this in
Yes,
as a pre-existing now.
yes,
I'm not speaking for you.
but you're
Just want
correct.
to make sure. So, if you say yes, then she's done. If you say no, she's going to file for a variance.
Well, we've already done that, and we have to be continued to the next meeting because you don't have a sufficient number of members to vote on a use variance.
So
But
that's
yes, we covered our
We're not
bases.
confusing anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So any other questions? No? Huh?
I'm good, I'm satisfied.
Okay. Any other, does anybody wish to question this witness?
No questions?
No. Okay. Any other witnesses?
No, I have no more witnesses.
Ma'am, sorry, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Mr. Salih, did you use an attorney to broker this deal? Yes or no?
Excuse me?
Did
you use an attorney?
attorney to broker this
No,
deal?
no, I don't have that.
Okay, so there
But
was no...
like, it's small business though, I mean, you know.
No,
just
I understand
inside-
that, but due to the nature of the vapes and stuff like that...
Yeah,
this-
we don't even know about the city has this law.
Yeah, so it's safe to say that because you didn't use an attorney, there wasn't any due diligence
Yeah, we don't.
on that
No,
aspect,
it was
right?
not
No,
involved.
right, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask,
Go ahead.
Diane, the vape licenses that I'm looking at from the state has an expiration date of March 31st, 24. Has this been renewed?
Yes, my client, I don't know that I asked him to testify, but yes, he's got a current license right now for it also.
Got it, okay.
Okay, any other questions by members of the board? No. Any testimony by members of the public?
I'd like to say.
Mr. Shelton?
Questions or testimony?
This will be testimony. I'll keep it right
Just
short.
raise your right hand, Mike. With regard to this application, do you swear the comments you're about to make shall be the truth?
I do.
And again, Mike Sheldon,
Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street.
thank you.
Okay. I'd like to say that, based on the testimony, it's clear to me that this is a continuous, non-abandoned use. The example that Chairman Del Garcia gave earlier in the evening, I think is very relevant and salient, that if the bar changes owners, it's still a bar, and just because the owners changed the names, this is still functioning in the same capacity as it has been for the last several years. And I just want to add that, in case anyone here on the zoning board is not aware, just less than 400 feet away from this applicant's property is a cannabis dispensary, recreational cannabis store that was approved by our planning board in December of 2023. If I remember the testimony correctly, I don't use the product, never been in the store, but if I remember the testimony that was offered at those planning board meetings, and they ran over a two-month period, November and December of 2023. It's a full-service cannabis dispensary. So I assume that that cannabis store itself is using electronic devices for cannabis purposes. So if it's okay for a business 400 feet away to use electronic devices, but this particular applicant is being dealt with rather unfairly or harshly, I don't think the zoning is being applied in a uniform, consistent way. It seems that this applicant is being singled out, maybe because the cannabis store doesn't want any competition for some of their products just 400 feet away. So with that said, I thank you for your time. I'm sure you'll make the right decision. Thank you.
Mr. Sheldon,
Yes,
sorry, what's the name of that dispensary?
it's located at 176 Belmont, 176 Belmont Avenue.
All right.
It's literally right around the corner. It's less than 400 feet away. If Mr. Del Garcia, if Mr. Gassion was here tonight, I know how much he loves playing golf. I was going to say to him, just a simple 9-iron from from one business to the other.
Is it on the same block?
It's not, they're a block and a half away, but it's all the BG zone, the Silver Lake BG zone. So the cannabis store apparently has carte blanche with what it wants to sell, but this applicant, who I assume is not going to be selling cannabis, he's just going to be selling conventional tobacco nicotine products. If he was selling cannabis, that would be a separate issue because this business is relatively close to school number 4. So maybe it's a moot point. I mean, there's no, and as far as I understand, there's no cannabis being contemplated at this particular application's property. It just seems to me, to be fair, if the cannabis store can sell, use electronic vaping devices, this business in the same zone, 400 feet away, should be extended the same courtesy.
Mr. Bonda,
They are approved for cannabis sales.
is Mr. Sheldon's testimony correct? Is it accurate? Does it have any veracity? Is it 400 feet away, and do they in fact sell any vape products in that dispensary?
I haven't been
It's
asked
not
about
open.
it, it's not open yet, and they're
Oh, so
approved to
this
sell
business is not
cannabis.
open, Sheldon.
They're approved to
Yeah.
sell cannabis products.
All right.
It's whatever the zoning ordinance says.
All right.
This is a nicotine product, it's very different, they're not competing stores.
All right. Oh, thank you.
Like I said earlier, I'm not an expert. I don't use cannabis. I don't smoke anything. I can't be around people who smoke anything. But from what I understand of that testimony that was before the planning board, the cannabis store was basically allowed to sell any type of delivery mechanism it wanted, whether it was bongs or electronic devices or what have you. So there was no, as far as I can remember, there were no constraints placed on the cannabis store's product line. There were some constraints on hours of operation and the need to have a security guard there because of the nature of the product being sold. But that store did not have any constraints placed upon it as far as using vaping devices.
All right.
Do you remember it being brought up, Mr. Sheldon?
I'm sorry?
What they were selling? Do you remember it being brought up? Because if they went to sell electric nicotine products in that store, it would probably throw a red flag.
I don't know if they were going to also provide nicotine products. They were described as a cannabis dispenser, a recreational cannabis dispensary. And the address is 176, I remember the address is 176 Belmont.
Yeah, so our ordinance, premises distributing, delivering, furnishing, or making electronic smoking devices, liquid nicotine, and nicotine containers, or vape products. So that's how our ordinance reads. So if they are selling any of that stuff, then they can't. Unless it was granted to them by something in one of these boards.
Yeah, but you gotta remember something. Planning board cannot give something that's prohibited,
So they have to allow, if they only see yes, that is correct.
okay? And if they're not allowed to have smokes or vapes,
They can't do it.
they can't do it. It would have to come before our board, even if they have a cannabis shop, it means nothing.
Right. It's all cannabis, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, Sheldon, because, I mean, I understand what you're talking about, and you make a valid point, but, dispensaries really don't sell nicotine products. They really don't sell vapes like that.
The point I was making was electronic delivery devices. The cannabis store is apparently able to sell any type
No,
of
they're not.
delivery mechanism
No,
that they wish.
It's different.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying, how is it? How is it
Because
different?
you're dealing with a different product. Mr. Shalim is selling nicotine products. Dispensary is selling THC in a vape capacity.
Mechanism's the same as far as the vape.
Kind of, but you said,
There should be even greater restrictions placed on the cannabis store, following your line of argument. But the cannabis store has no restrictions placed on it, based on what I recall of the testimony. They were able to sell cannabis in any form they want, whether it's gummies, smokable products, electronic, etc. They have carte blanche as to what type of delivery mechanisms they want to
Excuse me,
use.
I understand what you're saying, but for now, let's just stick to this case right here.
yeah.
Well, again, I think it's valid that they're both in the same zone. They're literally facing one. You can see one building from the next. So if the cannabis store can sell vaping devices, if they choose to, I don't get. They haven't opened their doors yet. Apparently, Mr. Bender said that they haven't yet opened for business. But I don't remember any constraints being placed upon the cannabis store in regard to not being able to use electronic devices.
Selling electronic nicotine devices as per our ordinance, which is what we follow, then we would have to stop them.
Only if it's nicotine.
That's the way our ordinance reads.
So you're putting more restrictions on nicotine than on cannabis.
THC is way
Cannabis,
worse than
do what you
nicotine.
want, but nicotine, you have a whole new set of.
Well, maybe we need to add it, but I don't, it's not there right now. I go by what the people above us issue, that's what I have to do.
It's the ordinance for.
All right, we've heard your testimony.
It's vape and smoke
You
products.
made your point, let us get on with the case.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions of Mr. Shelton, by the way, Mr. No? Okay.
I don't think I have to sum up other than to say, there was a business before the ordinance changed, and it's the same business that continued after the ordinance changed, and it should be allowed to continue under the law.
Okay. Discussion by members of the board. I'll be honest with you, I don't see the difference. To me, it's what was there before. They changed the business, but the business is the same. All the testimony shows that it kept on the same. It kept on the same the whole time. I cannot see this not being approved as pre-existing non-conforming use. It's up to the other board members what they want to do.
So I'll leave it with you to say.
You're out of order. This is the board talking, not you,
All right.
okay? Now it's up to the board, whatever they want to do.
I'd like to ask Mr. Magma.
Huh?
I'd like to ask Mr. Magma
Why?
his position.
No, he already gave his position. That's testimony. Testimony's over. He gave testimony.
Okay, that's your position.
It's up to us to decide whether we want to approve it as a non-conforming use or we don't. Me, I know what you said at the beginning, I don't know if you changed your mind, but me,
Listen, do what you want. Make a motion then.
I'll make a motion to approve it as a pre-existing non-conforming use. What? Seconded by Mr. Mafucci. Clerk, call the roll.
Candida,
Yes.
Giordano,
No.
Lefucci,
Yes.
Soriano,
No.
Soriano,
Abstain. Abstain.
Milano,
No.
Del Garcia,
Yes. Approved, 3-2, 1 abstention.
Is that what that is?
We're gonna have a break for, let's see. Oh, I turned my phone off. I don't know what time it is.
7:09.
7:09, okay, we'll have a break until 20 after.
Okay.
10-minute break, 11-minute break. Okay. The regular meeting of the zoning board for January 2nd, 2025 will now come back into session. Second case on the agenda is ZB 2024-05, Juliet Rose Enterprises LLC, 98 Little Street, Block 9801, Lot 15. The applicant has amended his application. He is now seeking to construct a 3-story residential apartment building. Oh, no, this is the wrong one. This is the old one.
you're reading the wrong one.
I don't know why it's even up here. Where is it? Give me the damn thing so we can
We
read
got
it.
the new one online.
The old one too?
Here.
You got the old one too? Okay. This has been amended. He's now seeking to construct 3 attached townhouses in an RB zone, which are prohibited. Okay. Your case too?
Yes,
Oh, you're a busy girl tonight.
I am.
Okay.
Diana McGovern from the law firm of Gasher and Camacho on behalf of Juliet Rose Enterprises, owners of 98 Little Street.
Oh, and I want to announce that Ms. Bennett has now joined us, so now we have 7 members for the application.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. This is a much, much different application than was previously before the board.
Totally different.
Yes,
That's why you had to renotice.
correct, and we did. This zone allows for 3-family homes, but not in this configuration. And the only variance that we need is the D1 variance, because this project is somewhere between a townhouse and a triplex under your ordinance. We meet the parking requirements, we meet all of the setback requirements. I believe there was a report by Mr. Herritz that there might have been a rear yard setback issue, but I think that that was, has been clarified that we do not have any bulk variances related to this project.
Can I ask you a question? And it's a logical question. If it allows up to 3 families, why didn't you just build a 3-family house?
I think that the project as proposed is more attractive and more efficient because you have 3 families being able to come and go, 3 separate driveways, 3 separate units, and you're side by side so that you're not somebody on top of each other.
I was just
Your
saying
people
that way you
walking.
wouldn't have to come before us.
Understood, but this is a lovely project, and it'll be a real aesthetic project in terms of benefiting that neighborhood. So I think that was the plan, and I believe they put together a lovely building. As I noted, we meet all the setback requirements, and most importantly, because I've been in front of this board, we meet all of the parking requirements. We have the following witnesses: Peter Sod, the owner of the project; Harry Zawada from Cosarelli Serrano Architects as our architectural expert; Eric Howe of Burton Engineering, our engineering expert; and then finally Eric Deline of Nishqueen Group as our planning expert. If the board will allow, I will call my first witness. Okay, Mr.
Sir, could you raise your right hand, please? Thank you. With regard to this application, you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth.
So help me God, yes.
Thank you. Can you state your name and spell it, please, with respect to your last name for the record, please?
First name Peter, last name Saad, S-A-A-D as in David.
Thank you.
Mr. Sod, are you a member of Juliet Rose Enterprises LLC?
Yes.
And are you the owner of the property at 98 Little Street?
Yes.
And what is your project now? What are you proposing to do here?
Proposing to construct 3 side-by-side townhouse-style units.
And how many bedrooms are proposed here?
Each unit would have 3 bedrooms.
And are you going to be replacing all of the sidewalks surrounding the property?
Yes, we would.
I don't have any more questions for this witness.
Current building that's on the property, is it a 1 or a 2 or a 3?
It's a 2-family dwelling.
2-family dwelling. Is that going to stay or is that being demolished?
That's being fully demolished.
Fully demolished. Any other questions by members of the board?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Mafucci.
That existing building, is it structurally sound?
To my knowledge, it is, but I'm not an engineer.
I meant to just acknowledge. That's a good.
I probably should point out, the way that this is configured, will this project face Stevens Street?
Yes, we're gonna, it's the current 2-family residence that's there faces Little. The project proposes to have 3 townhouse-style units facing Stevens.
And so the driveways will all be facing, so the cars going into the property will be coming off of Stevens.
Correct.
The current 2-family, how many bedrooms in each unit?
2 bedrooms in each unit.
2 bedrooms. Any other members of the board have a question of the witness? Any members of the public have a question of Mr. Shelton?
I'm going to have to wear a shirt with my name across it.
Yes, so I can remember.
Good evening again, Michael Shelton, 47 Juliet Street. This application involves 98 Little Street, which is in the RB zone. According to the zoning, unless Mr. Banda is aware of...
Are we doing questions now?
Yeah, question, yeah. I just wanted to ask, our zoning right now prohibits townhouses
We know that, that's why it's a D application.
Well, I just want, for everyone's
I
edification.
brought that to everybody's
Not
attention when I saw the
everyone,
paper.
not all of us sleep with a copy of the Cox book under our pillow, so.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I just, for everyone's edification, so everyone is aware of the.
It's a D application, that's why it's here.
Right, it's because.
Because townhouses are prohibited in the zone.
In RB zone, right. So I wanted to ask, are there any other townhouse projects in existence right now in any RB zone in our township?
That might be a good question for the planner. I don't know if the witness would know. If he knows, fine, but maybe the planner.
Well, I can save it for the planner, but I'd like to know if anyone here knows if there are any other town.
No, listen to me. The key question is there any of those type of units in the immediate area of where this is? Not any place in town, okay? Because in some places in town, it's allowed, okay? Some places in town, it's allowed. Now, in this zone, I don't know, and I don't know if there's anything within 200 feet, but the planner will give that information.
Are you saying that there are RB zones in other parts of the township that have a caveat?
I didn't say that. I said that there may be townhouses in other parts of the town. I'm not saying if it was there before the law, after the law. The key is this: what is in the immediate neighborhood? That's why we have this 200-foot thing.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay? Now,
You're not the witness.
you're not a witness. Any questions, ask the witnesses.
Oh, well, that was my question.
Well, you can't ask him that because he don't
I'll
understand.
save my, I'll repeat this question when the planner gets up.
Thank you.
Hopefully there'll be an answer.
Thank you.
It'll be
Thank
right
you
at
very
that time.
much.
Thank you.
Hey, really?
Huh?
Is that an hour?
Okay. Any other questions of the current witness? None. Anybody but a public have a question of the current witness? Any other members of the public? No. Okay. You may call your next witness.
Okay, I call Barry Roberts.
Raise your right hand, please, sir. With regard to this application, do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth?
I do.
Could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
It's Harry Zawada, Z-A-W-A-D.
Z-A-W-A-T-A.
D as in David.
Got it.
D. David.
Got it.
Sorry. Architect.
Mr. Zawada, what is your occupation?
Architect.
And are you an associate with Cosarelli and Sermonella? How do you say that?
Sermonella.
Sermonella.
Doesn't sound like it does, but yes, I am.
And how long you've been practicing as an architect?
29 years.
Are you a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey?
Yes, I am.
Is your license in good standing?
Yes, it is.
And have you testified before this board before?
Yes, I am.
You accepted as
And
an
your license is still in effect?
Yes, it is.
You're accepted.
Great. I move to
That's good
qualify
honesty.
Mr. Zawada as an expert in the field of architecture. All right. Are you familiar with the architectural plans for this site, last revised November 5th, 2024?
I am.
Yes. Could you please describe this site?
If all goes well.
We need someone to hold it.
Diane, if there are any documents that we don't have, we're gonna have to mark them. If not, I'm assuming we have these.
These are with the package.
Yes.
So, let's go through the site as it currently exists. What are the dimensions of the site?
The site is 75 feet by 100 feet, 100 feet being on Stevens Street, 75 feet being on Middle Street.
And what's currently situated there?
There's a single two-family home at the southwest corner of Belleville.
Right, so we heard testimony before from the owner of the property that the house is going to be demolished. Now, can you take us through the plans for the proposed new site?
Yes, as stated, it's for a three-townhome style building joint. Slab-on grade construction, there's no basement in this building. So you simply drive in that grade, you have two-car parking, tandem at grade. You walk in, mechanical closet, some storage, a small rec room with a bathroom. Your next level Upstairs would be your living area, walk up to a living room, an eating area, kitchen with some storage, a bathroom. And then eventually when we make upstairs to the living floor, sleeping floor, we come up to a master bathroom, a master bedroom, a master bathroom closet, a shared bathroom for 2 bedrooms at the floor, and with a little laundry closet upstairs.
And the materials to be,
And there are traditional building materials found in the neighborhood, found elsewhere in the town. There's brick along the base and at the front entrance. The building's vinyl sided with an asphalt shingle roof, some shutters, vinyl clad wood windows. Nothing, everybody here should be familiar with exactly.
though it may not be applicable to this zone, does it meet the facade requirements of the ordinance?
Yes, it does, and that's part of the reason why we went with this townhome style, was to, a single 3-family home gets kind of big, right? This breaks up that geometry and gives us the opportunity to relieve the facade, like the standards call for sometimes. And again, materials are all commonly found within the neighborhood context.
And what is the building height?
Building height is, it's 3 stories, total building height is approximately 39 and a half.
And is that within the requirements of the zone?
Yes, it is.
Now, the ground floor area, there's a rec room.
Correct.
And what was the intent with respect to the rec room?
Well, the rec room is just, again, giving the tandem parking, the way this building laid out forced us to really push us back. So being that we didn't have much space left back here and wanting to give somebody access to the small rear yard through these patio doors, I mean, I grew up with a rec room, so we gave somebody the opportunity to have a spot to go either work out at home, dump their gear when they come home from sports or stuff like that. They have a bathroom immediately there to service if you come home and you need to go. You can run in the bathroom. You've got your storage, your mechanical. And again, and the garage is oversized for trash and recycling. And you can, more storage.
The garage size, does
Yeah.
that fit 2 SUVs in it, tandem?
It could.
It's deep enough for that?
It's deep enough, they would touch head to tail, but they could.
And what about the driveway area in front? Is that large enough to fit a large vehicle?
That can fit, yes.
Any of the other rooms, would you say this is a triplex or a townhouse?
I would call it townhouse.
And is there any private outdoor space for each unit?
Each unit gets a small patio at grade, walkout. There'd be a small, approximately 18-inch high wall that would go around that since grade changes here, but at least it gives you a place to put a grill or just step outside.
Okay. That's all the questions I have for the architect. I'm sure the board has some questions.
It's really good.
The bathroom in the garage,
Yes.
full bathroom, half bathroom,
Right now it's shown as a full bathroom.
a tub, a shower.
Shower.
What was the garage behind that?
It's another place to take a shower. I know specifically, I can only speak from my experience. I come home after playing sports. Rather than disturb my wife, I come in, I dump my stuff, and
Why wouldn't you do a half bath?
so,
Why wouldn't you do a half?
well, because I like to take a shower. That's all. It's just convenience.
Yeah.
I understand.
I've always been honest about it. I'm very suspicious. I'm not saying it to you, but
Understood.
when you have a doorway and a garage and a room, to me, I don't know, normally we discourage bathrooms of that size in the garage. This is not someone. So what was the larger, and here's my question, hear me out. It's twofold. Is 3 units, 3 bedroom, is it a financial decision or was it an architectural decision?
It's not a financial decision, not from my standpoint.
I think we would have to ask the owner that question.
I'm willing to do that too.
I don't know that financial variances are allowed to be considered, however.
Well, no, I'll be honest with you, I would have more questions of the owner.
Okay, I'll bring them back up.
Bring them back up for a
Sorry,
second.
hold on a second.
Wait, he wants something clarified.
Let me get this clarified. What would be your distinction between the triplex and the townhouse?
Triplex could be divided either way. I mean, you could do it vertically or horizontally. Here, townhomes, it gives us the opportunity to play with the geometry. Instead of a large house being sort of layer caked and with one big hat on it, like a triplex typically is, these are townhomes. So it gives, each gets to wear its own hat. It breaks down the geometry and makes it more scalable to the neighborhood.
And I have the definitions. Dwelling triplex is defined by your ordinance as a building containing 3 dwelling units stacked horizontally, side by side, in a similar way to attached townhomes, each of which has direct access to the outside. So it is like a triplex, very much so in terms of your definition. And then dwelling 3-family, a building containing 3 dwelling units connected vertically or horizontally, but with each unit having direct access to the outside or to a common hall. And then lastly, townhouse, a 1-family dwelling unit with a private entrance, which is part of a structure whose dwelling units are attached horizontally, side by side, in a linear arrangement extending from the foundation through the roof and having a totally exposed front and rear wall to be used for access to the outdoors, and is connected to the other dwelling units by a single party wall and with no openings. Each unit is located on an individual lot. So this is not, each unit is not an individual lot. It's very, it blurs the line here. So we didn't want to, we're just putting it out there that it's for the board to decide.
Okay. Now, I have one question here. How large is the rear yard?
It's small. It's only a 6-foot setback.
6-foot setback?
Yes.
Under your ordinance, because this is a corner lot, there is no rear yard. You have 2 side yards, as I understand it. Mr. Vanza and Mr. Harretts can confirm that.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So we meet the setback requirement.
I'm sorry, my colleague has a question. We have a little bit of an enigma here that we want, maybe you could solve the mystery for us.
I hope so.
On the drawing that you have right there,
Yes.
in the back area, you have the bathroom with the shower, which we will not do. What is that other thing?
On the other side?
No,
On the other
Keep going
side.
up, keep going up.
Go up. That's it.
This thing?
What is that?
It's an elliptical machine. I could tell.
Oh, wait, I missed that. What was it?
I have an elliptical machine.
Oh, I wondered that myself. I meant to ask you that.
Also,
Of course, none of us could
it
figure
must
it
be
out.
from your exercising and you sweat all.
And then he jumps in the shower. Yes.
You could.
Do you know?
Yes, they do.
Yes. I thought it was a little baby.
Any other questions of this,
Yes.
of this
Do
applicant?
you know if any of the existing trees will remain afterwards?
No, the existing trees that border the edge of the property here will all be gone. Because all that sidewalk is knocked up by all those roots.
And
which
all the other side?
For what's here, I'd have to look in greater detail, but I don't believe any of those to be monumental or of any decent caliber. It's all smaller stuff.
And we do have a landscape plan that is submitted. The engineer will be just addressing it.
Granted, it wouldn't be much, but is there access to the attic space, even if it's only a crawl space?
Yes,
There will be access?
there would be, yes.
Now, tandem parking is usually 2 cars with 3 lots of luck, but you're also parking in the front yard,
Correct.
which I don't think is permitted either.
Yes, it is.
It's parking in front of the garage.
It's in front of the garage.
Okay. And, I've forgotten my last one.
You done? Any other members of the board have a question of this witness? Any member of the public have a question of this witness?
Yes, I do.
And it has to be a direct question concerning the plans.
And testimony.
Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. Mr. Mafucci just kind of
Ask him the question.
asked my questions about the parking situation, whether this was considered front yard parking, which is technically, well, it's not even, it's triple parking. You've got 2 in the garage, 1 in the
Triple
driveway.
tandem.
Triple tandem. I seem to remember that there was an ordinance change last couple of years that made triple tandem permissible. Is that correct?
We made specifically what tandem meant, and 3 in a row was the max. So if you tried to do more than that, which a lot of people did, we cut that off. So we maxed it out at 3, and they're utilizing the 3.
It is, the ordinance, local ordinances do allow triple
Yes.
stacking of cars. I just wanted to be sure of that. As this drawing appears, it looks like the vehicles just comfortably reside
He
inside
said that.
the car, in the
He
garage.
said that.
Right, but those look like relatively small, compact cars. What happens if there are 2 F-150s?
I guess they don't fit.
All right, so then what?
Then you only have 2 spaces.
Well, 2 spaces.
1 inside, 1 outside.
Right, so then that
And still
your
10.
parking requirement wouldn't be satisfied. Whenever these drawings, the applicant always uses the smallest type of compact car.
Can I ask Mr. Banda a question? What is the parking requirement for this type of car?
It's 3 spaces, right, per each one. They meet the parking requirement. The outline, the size of the garage, I'll defer to Mr. Hertz, what he thinks a car will fit or will not fit.
That was going to be my next question. If someone could tell me how much space measured from garage to back wall, how many linear feet are involved
I
here?
think there was testimony, counsel.
Yes, my client testified, he already testified, the architect, that 2 SUVs could fit inside the garage.
Could I just have the number then? What is the distance for the
You're
length of
asking
this?
the architect?
If he has that number,
Well,
yes.
he'll-
I don't have that number in front of me now, but I can tell you right now, those are Audi A4 sedans, I believe. They're full-size cars. They're not compact.
You don't have a precise measurement for the overall length of the interior garage.
Well, let me ask you a question. If we eliminated the bathing area and the exercise, it would make it bigger, and I think that would fit everything. Am I correct?
I believe so.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I love when I get a right answer.
They need about,
I guess the guy will have to go upstairs and pass his wife, go to the bedroom.
like 32 inches long.
So 35 feet? 35 feet. So a parking space by zoning standards outside is 9 by 18. So these are, you're well over 9, and these are interior, so I mean, that's 18 feet includes backup space for you to be able to get in and out of your space. So at 37 and a half or 37 feet, you can park 2 full-size cars in this garage.
37, divide that by 2, you're talking about 18.5, and the requirement is 18.
Well, an exterior parking space by zoning standards is 9 feet by 18 feet.
What about interior?
There is no
interior. It looks like things are very tight here, so as the chairman said,
Yes,
it looks like...
but I said if we eliminate the bathing area in the back, it'll be much more room.
I think that would be a wise thing to pursue.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Now, we wanted to bring, anybody else have questions of the architect?
I remember what I wanted to say. You had mentioned, was it vinyl siding in the front,
Yes.
I think?
Brick, there's-
Wouldn't that be frowned upon?
It could be considered frowned upon to use vinyl. It's the lowest level you could use. Sometimes we like the hardy board better, or a different type of material. There's some brickwork on there.
Yeah, there's
Base.
So
Base.
facing Little Street, there's a brick base, and you have this vinyl siding with a little bit of the roof here that you see from the side. And along Stevens Street, there's brick along the base, brick at every entrance with a low roof, and then above that is vinyl siding.
Any other questions?
You guys can ask for whatever you'd like.
Is hardy plank doable? I'm sure it's doable.
Absolutely, and I should say siding, so any siding product.
Preferred, it's a better product. There's 2 front yards too, so you gotta dictate where you want it. You want it around the whole building, you want it just on the front, 2 fronts?
The
The whole thing?
So it's not, that it's not permitted, it's just not preferred.
Not preferred, it's never usually preferred.
Okay. That was it.
It's not prohibited.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I just want to revisit the rec room. Other than like people wanting to take a shower, I mean, don't like children play in a rec room and people use it for
What rec room?
the,
That's no rec room, it's so small, isn't funny.
if you don't have a basement and you have kids and you want them to throw their toys in a room so that they're not all over your house,
No,
that
that
kind of a
usually isn't a
room.
full basement. This is not a
This has no full
You have
basement,
garages.
it's on a slab.
You have trucks, you have vehicles in there. You don't want your kids around vehicles.
What's the square footage of this rec room?
That rec room? Again, it's about 9 feet by 22?
9 feet by 22?
Yeah. Well, with the entire thing taken up together.
I could live there.
How many square feet is that?
No, enough you could live there.
It's about 200 square feet? You need a little more than that.
Oh, brother, you'd be
You're a
surprised.
simple man, huh?
Did
Simple
we
life.
come to a conclusion on the siding?
I haven't heard anything other than it's not prohibited, the
No,
siding that's
vinyl
been
is being
suggested.
proposed.
Yes.
There was a
Honey boy.
sense that hardy board might apply that. I think I'm accurate. You might want to talk to your client about it, I don't know.
You want to bring your client up so we can answer some additional questions you want to use?
Okay, we're gonna
I may have missed this when I was going through the application. Now, you own the property, correct?
Yes.
Wait a
How-
minute, I need your name again, please.
Peter Sod, S-A-A-D.
Thank you.
How long do you own the property?
About a year and a half now.
Year and a half. Now, you bought the property from somebody else, or you got it at a tax sale, or what?
I bought it through Sheriff's Sale, Essex County Sheriff's Sale.
Essex County Sheriff's Sale. Did you ever have any intention of opening the building or renovating the building?
Yes, I did.
And what happened?
When I actually saw the inside of the property, I saw it was such a bad state that it warranted redeveloping it to just better the property, better the community.
And there's currently 2 bedrooms in each unit.
Yes.
So if we allow you to do this, you're going to replace 4 bedrooms with 9 bedrooms, am I correct?
Yes.
On the same property. All right, nothing else, that's all. Siding, you asked a question about the siding, nothing. Go ahead.
Would the applicant be amenable to hardy board siding as opposed to vinyl siding? Vinyl siding is not prohibited, but I think the sense was not be the most attractive way to present it.
Well, the process when we talked to our architect and part of the design is the brick on the bottom with the vinyl actually looks very nice, and we've done it on other projects in other places. So aesthetically, you can incorporate a nice brick facade and then come up on the top with vinyl, and it still looks just as good.
So his answer is no.
My answer is not no, but my answer is vinyl looks great when you put it on top. So, and if it's not prohibited, I don't see a reason to use a much more expensive product. Now, if it's required, that's another.
All right. Any other questions by members of the board of either witness? Okay, any other questions by members of the public? Go ahead.
Just a follow-up question to what the applicant just,
Wait, but I have 2 owners here. One of the suggestions was that maybe the top peak part, we could do in a different kind of material that would perhaps be more attractive to the board.
There's a third, there's a second owner?
Well, they're in the LLC together, both members of the
Well, then
same
maybe you should
house.
swear them in.
So, why don't you raise your right hand, please? With regard to this application, do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth?
Yes, sir.
State your name and spell your last name, please.
Agib, A-G-I-B, last name Gerges, G-E-R-G-E-S.
G-E-R-G-E-S.
Yes. Mr. Gerges, are you one of the owners of the property?
Yes,
You're a member of the LLC?
yes.
And what was your suggestion that you were telling me that perhaps the board would be interested in?
So I've done certain things with building homes similar, where vinyl surrounds the three sides that really don't matter, and then you can put some hardy back in the front. You also can make it look nice by like, the peaks, put the hardy back in there, something with grooves. We're gonna make it look nice, that's the intention, take pride in how it looks, it's not just cheap material and go. But committing to something that costs a lot more is where we kind of retracted, but we don't mind, I don't mind incorporating some hardy back in the front of the property and make it look good, some shutters, things of that nature. Liner boxes, shutters, yeah.
So were you saying
Intentions to make it.
party board in the facade, the front, and then
And then
Yeah,
vinyl around
vinyl
the
around the
sides,
rest.
It's a
the
good
side and the
compromise,
back.
yeah.
by front, you mean,
The front facing
Stevens
Stevens,
Correct.
the facade that faces
since
Stevens would
it's
be
two
part
fronts,
of
I just want to put
Yeah.
it on the record.
Right. If that is a condition that would be acceptable to the board, it would be acceptable to the applicant.
Okay.
Oh,
Somebody have a question? No.
yes.
Sam, did you have a question?
Yes.
Oh, come on up, man.
I can't see the drawings, so I wanted to know if there's a preference. Do you have
Wait, ma'am, you have to give your name and address, please.
Ada Del Valle?
I'm sorry.
Ada
That's
Ada.
okay.
Del Valle?
Spell it, please.
Speak loud, because there's no...
D-E-L-V-A-L-L-E 1060.
Thank you.
Do
You have a question?
elevations of little antecedents?
Use the mic, please.
Do you have elevations of little antecedents?
Yes, I'll show you. And those drawings are the same. So the long side of the lot is Stevens Street, and the short side is Little.
Those are plans, I'm talking about
So,
elevations.
right, but I'm trying to orientate you so you understand. The long side of the building faces Stevens, and the short side faces Little. So when I go to this is the elevation on Stevens, and this is the elevation on Little.
And the neighboring properties?
They're not shown.
Why not?
They're not my property.
Did you do a site survey?
Yes.
Is that including the context of the other buildings and site?
No.
Any consideration of anything else on the block?
Sure, yes, the whole entire block. Across the street, the houses next to it, yes. The context is very important.
Axonometric and BMI, like, any
Not yet.
elevations?
These are elevations.
But of the neighboring buildings?
No.
Okay, so what is that going to look like?
It's going to look like what's there, plus this building.
I
I don't have anything shown in
I think the planner will
context for
put
you.
it into more perspective,
Okay.
and that would be our last witness.
That would help. And then permeable area versus non-permeable area?
That's a different.
That's the engineer, and he'll be next.
Okay. And who would I ask about the, buying versus leasing / rent, and how much the units are going for?
Well, I think that, I know we will have an
Sorry.
HOA,
Talk
and
here,
how much
Lord.
those units
You
are
have
gonna
to
go for, that's
talk
not.
very close to the
We
mic.
can't hear you.
Because we can't hear you at all.
I don't know that questions as to how much they're going to be sold for is actually
Oh,
relevant.
no.
That's not our business.
That's not our, but wait a minute, a question comes up here because of what you just said. These are 3 townhouses attached,
Right,
and they're not separate lots.
right.
So I assume they're rentals.
There'll be an HOA. They'll be sold separately, and there'll be a homeowners association, like any other townhouse complex.
I wasn't aware of that, that was
Well, it was
never
part
a
of the
testimony.
application, the amendment to the application.
It's common.
Just ask them questions, you can tell them.
No, now we know, I'm glad you brought it up.
Unit.
The middle unit,
Yes,
what about windows on either side if they're all attached?
there aren't. It's not. I won't add
Can you show what that looks like in the drawings?
Sure. I mean, it's this middle unit that you have. So, I mean, again, when you get up to the sleeping, when you get up to the sleeping
Rear
level,
facade, front windows?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Rear facade and front facade, where are the windows?
front facade, there are windows, these are your bedrooms, these are your living rooms, and this is the parking garage, you're into the garage, right? So again, in the back, bedrooms, kitchen, and then what we have now is the breakfast bathroom.
Okay, so those two drawings on the right, those are the only windows on the side?
That's correct.
And what is this part, the brick?
That's the brick, that's the garage, that's the garage.
Okay, so that's the garage on which side?
This is Little Street.
Okay.
This is Stevens.
So it's this one.
That goes into Stevens, little is here.
That's what I'm pointing. This is this?
That's correct. This is this, correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There may be some difficulty, the architect is saying, to do two different types of materials, and I don't want to misrepresent that we can fulfill
Well,
a condition. Is
I
that
just
all
wanted
right?
to say that, correct, yeah. I mean, I would vinyl side the entire house. I might say we could do something more cosmetic or change the aesthetic. You know, as we get up here, we could change it to a shingle style if we wanted to. But hardy siding, modern vinyl siding, if it's just lap siding, and modern vinyl siding versus hardy, it's very difficult to tell the difference. And if I need to build one face in hardy and one face in vinyl, where that meets and how that gets built, now it's two different guys putting it together, it's a little bit, it's doable, but it's not great. But I wouldn't want to build my home that way. But
Any other questions for members of the board? Mr. Shelton, I don't want to forget you.
Good evening again, Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. Both owners said that they've used brick and vinyl for exterior finishes and are very pleased with the result. I'd like to know, have they done any other projects in Belleville?
Why don't you ask?
Why don't you ask that?
Have you done any other you own any properties, done any projects like this in Belleville?
No, they haven't, so it's not, there's no point in asking them about it.
They don't own any other properties in Belleville?
It's not relevant to this application, but no, they're telling me no, they have no other projects that were in Belleville that are similar.
They don't own any other properties in Belleville?
I own rentals in Belleville, but that's not
Okay,
relevant.
all right. I just was curious if they had
Well, it's over. You asked the question, he answered it. Any other questions?
not at this immediate moment.
Okay.
I have more coming, but not right now.
No comments. Next witness, please.
Okay, I'd like to call Eric Howard. Eric is these board members, so
back one.
you can go back that way, yeah. Eric.
Okay.
Okay, Eric, you have to swear in.
Could you raise your right hand, please, with regard to this application? Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth?
I do.
Why don't you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
My name is Eric, E-R-I-C, Hough, H-O-U-G-H.
Thank you.
Mr. Hope, what's your occupation?
I am a civil engineer.
And where's your office?
I work out of Burton Engineering, 66 Glen Avenue, Glen Rock, New Jersey.
Can you give the board the benefit of your educational background?
Yes, I graduated from Rutgers University in 2006 with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, and I have been working at Burton Engineering for over 18 years as a design engineer, and I am currently licensed in the state of New Jersey.
Is your license in good standing?
It is.
Have you testified previously before any zoning or planning boards?
I have many, and I testified here for the first application.
Okay, so I move to qualify Mr. Huff as
Yes,
next
he's
part.
qualified.
Thank you. Did you prepare the engineering site plan for this proposed project?
I did.
Okay, could you please review the location of the property?
Yes, of course. Would you like me to go through the?
Yes, go right ahead.
The site is located at 98 Little Street at the northwest corner of the Little Street, Stevens Street intersection. It is block 9801, lot 15. As far as the existing conditions, the existing property is 7,500 square feet or 0.17 acres. Currently on site is a 2.5-story frame dwelling. The existing impervious area is approximately 1,568 square feet or 20.9% of the lot. As far as the existing topography, it is relatively flat with an elevation of approximately 100 at the street frontages and elevation 102 within the site. The site currently has a driveway along Stevens Street and no access driveway along Little Street. As far as the proposed site plan, all the existing site features are to be removed in order to construct a proposed 3-story townhouse building. Access to each of the 3 proposed townhomes are provided with a separate access driveway along Stevens Street, which are 12 feet wide. New sidewalks are proposed along both frontages. And since the existing curbing along both streets appear to be in good condition, it is proposed, as of now, to keep the existing curbing where we can. Each townhome will contain a 2-car garage, as previously testified to, and a 3rd vehicle can park in the driveway, for a total of 3 parking spaces for each townhome, and 9 parking spaces total for the site, which complies with the municipal ordinance. There's also room in the garage, each garage for trash collection, which can be taken out to the street for pickup. As far as the...
Is that landscaping?
This is grading and drainage.
Okay, go into that.
So as far as the proposed drainage, the proposed development will increase the impervious coverage from 20.9% of the site to 60%. To account for this increase, an underground basin is proposed on the south side of the site. While the proposed drainage system reduces the runoff rates from existing, which satisfies township requirements, there was a comment in the board engineer's letter which states they would like the runoff rate reductions to be closer to DEP standards. This can be satisfied. We can work with the board engineer. We can make it closer to DEP standards by increasing the size of the basin. Right. So right now it does comply with municipal standards, but we can make it close to DEP standards. There was also a comment about providing a manhole casting. Now we can do that in addition to the inspection ports, and this would be to make it easier for further clean out of the proposed stormwater system. I don't expect a lot of maintenance on this type of system because the majority of it is from the rooftop, but we can look into providing a manhole casting as per the comments in the board engineer's letter. Now, as far as proposed landscaping.
Now, when there was one other thing in the board engineer's letter recommending test pits, you'd be doing that anyway?
Absolutely, we would provide test pits.
Now, with respect to the landscaping.
We have a couple trees proposed along Stevens Street with a row of shrubbery in between these 2 driveways. And we also have another tree proposed on the south side of the building along Little Street. There is this area in here which is lawn because that is where the limit of the underground basin is. So we didn't want to put trees over that as the roots might interfere with the underground basin. So that's why that area is open right now.
So it a mixture of evergreen and deciduous trees.
That is correct. We also have screening to the adjacent properties to the north and west sides. This is provided by a row of evergreen trees as depicted on our landscaping plan. Now, as far as lighting is concerned, there are proposed soffit lights located on the east side of the building. These are located at the front door and garage entrances. Additionally, there are wall lights proposed at the location of each patio area on the west side of the building. While the plan currently shows lighting spillover on the adjacent property to the west, we can look into modifying the lights to avoid this. Right now, we're using standard wall lights. It has a downward flow, but we can look into providing a different fixture that will direct it more downward. In addition to that, there was a comment in the board engineer's letter to provide fencing along both of the side yards, and we can do that as well. We can provide 6-foot-high solid fence along both side property lines, and that would help with the lighting spillover as well. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought I heard, excuse me.
So you can remove the spillover from the outside lighting?
We can look into revising the lighting fixture, and then with that wall on the west side, which is going to be located along the property line, that might entirely take away the spillage. We haven't done that yet, but I'm confident we can get rid of the spillage on the side property.
And there's no bulk variances associated with this?
There's no bulk variance.
So you reviewed the engineer's report dated December 6, 2024, and I think we've addressed all of the items that were open there.
Yeah, I think I did cover all those. And like I said, the curbing along both frontages can be replaced all the way, but right now, I was at the site today, it looks like that granite block curbing is in decent condition, so that's why we didn't have it. That's why we show it to remain as of now.
No other questions? Board insurance questions?
So who's in the client side? Yes, no? What's their thought on what was taught? You have it there listed, you okay with it?
Tom, you
Well,
okay?
oh, yes, I am. And we'll work with them to address all the comments.
Okay. Brian? Any issue with your head?
I have no issue.
Thank you.
Okay. Members of the board, questions of the witness? Members of the public, question of the witness? Of course.
I have a question.
Why?
Eric, you mentioned installing a 6-foot-high fence. Where would that be?
The board engineer's letter recommended it on both sidelong yards.
Okay.
So it would be along
The west and the north.
the west and the north sides of the site.
Okay. Thank you.
Building line.
Any
At the
questions?
building
Sheldon?
line back.
Yes.
Based on this testimony?
Yes. Again, Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. I'm particularly concerned about stormwater management. You indicated that there's going to be a retention basin on the south side of the,
Infiltration basin on the south side of the property, correct.
and what's the capacity of that? How big is that basin?
Well, I can get my report.
Oh, engineer.
Sorry, bear with me.
So the retention basin is going to be on Little Street. Sorry.
It's going to be on the south side next to Little Street, correct. it's a 18 Coltec 360 HD chamber. And so you have two chambers approximately 40 feet long. So using those chambers, the runoff of the site will reduce from existing conditions. So it has the capacity to reduce the runoff.
Do you have a number for the cubic feet or number of gallons that basin can hold at any given time, its maximum capacity?
It's got an outlet structure, Michael, so it doesn't, water comes in, water's going out at a slower rate, so.
I understand that much, but I'm concerned. Bill,
What is your concern?
Well, normally when the stormwater management report is given, the engineer will talk about 5-year, 10-year, and 100-year events to make sure that the whatever stormwater management system is proposed can handle those events.
Yeah, the runoff for the proposed drainage area due to 2, 10, and 10 years will be decreased by 0.04, 0.11, 0.04 CSF in those years respectively.
Your system can handle 10 and 100-year storm events?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm sure you're aware, the valley is very susceptible to major flooding. Just down the road from Little Street, the intersection of Main and Little, where the entrance to Route 21 is located, if we get any significant rainfall whatsoever, that intersection commonly is under a few feet of water. And so I know your property is a few feet higher in elevation than that intersection, but not by much. I think you're about 10 feet above sea level.
Yes, and the runoff is going to be reduced with this development, so the situation will be improved.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope.
Eric, what are the board members?
Yes.
No, I just wanted to ease his concern with the FEMA flood maps. The property's way off, so we're good.
Yeah, I saw
See
that
the ground,
map,
we're okay.
that map as well.
Yeah, we're okay.
But that was a map,
Two blocks
I think that was prepared in 2004,
24, September 12th, 2024.
updated, but I think the original map, as
Well, we're looking
I
at
saw it,
the
it's the
Well,
same
we're
one we're
looking
looking
at
at.
the updated, as far as,
And Mr. Shelton, if I'm not mistaken, that's 2 blocks up,
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
It's a couple blocks up, but the elevation change is only a few feet
according to FEMA, is only a 2% chance.
in any given year.
Yes, so
Right. But if you then extrapolate over 10, 20, 30 years, then the likelihood of having a major flood becomes close to 1.
Yeah.
Right. So just, to make that comment.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna be all right on this. I mean, it's way off, it's out of the brown zone, it's not even in the blue zone. And the last time I saw this whole area underwater as a realtor was way back, I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Sandy's, if I'm not mistaken. So I saw people driving boats, so we were okay.
If I say anything more about the flooding situation, I'm sure the chair's going to say it's testimony and not question, so I guess I'll have to save that to the end because I do have some other information.
So we'll give it at the end because we want to get this case done.
I understand. I guess I'll, for my own information, I'll make an over request of the storm management report because I'd like to have that for my own records.
You can do that.
Thank you.
Any other questions of the registered body? Question by Mr. Mafucci.
I'm not sure which one should answer, but will the garage area be heated?
I think,
I have to defer to the architect on that.
would the garage be heated? No.
We did it more tempered, heated, I mean, not insulated and tempered.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you hear that answer?
No.
Not heated.
As far as actually having baseboard heating or anything in the garage, the answer is no. It'll be insulated.
But just, architect, just the HVAC in the record, you're gonna have that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So what you're saying is the kids in the playroom are gonna be cold?
No. They're not my kids.
What about the kids?
No.
What about the elliptical?
Living space will be conditioned, garage space would not. There's no heating or cooling in the attic.
Well, the garage space is open to that area, isn't it?
No.
No, it's
There's a
wall
door?
and there's a- yeah.
Okay, next witness then.
Okay, thank you. I call Mr. Eric Deline as an expert in professional planning.
Raise your right hand, please, sir. With regard to this application, do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth?
I do.
State your name and spell your last name, please.
It's Eric Deline, last name is D-E-L-I-N-E, and first name is E-R-I-K.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Deline, what is your occupation?
I'm an urban planner
And where do you maintain your practice?
at the Michigan Group at 5 Grove Street in Montclair, New Jersey.
And what is your educational background?
I have a bachelor's degree in public administration from the University at Buffalo and graduate coursework in urban and regional planning from the University at Buffalo.
Are you a licensed planner in the state of New Jersey?
I am, and it is in good standing.
Okay, into my next question. Have you testified before zoning and planning boards in the past?
Yes, including this one.
All right, I move to qualify Mr. Deline as an expert professional planner.
Yes.
All right, did you have an opportunity to travel to the site?
Yes, several times.
And are you familiar with the architectural and engineering plans for this proposed project?
I am, yes.
All right, so could you please describe the existing site? And because we know that we have a neighbor who's interested, could you describe also the surrounding property?
Yes, absolutely. As everyone knows, this is in the RV zone. And in a minute, I'll kind of go through what are the permitted uses within the RV zone, because I think that's going to be important for the context of this particular case. But generally, what exists on the site today is a 2.5 to 3-story structure, 2-family unit. The house actually fronts onto Little Street, so there's going to be a slight change. Moving the frontage is onto Stevens Street, which is a more residential street. Little Street, I would characterize, is a little bit of a connector roadway between Washington Street. You can actually get onto 21 directly through there. There's a number of non-residential uses along Little Street, and then you get to Washington Street, which is more mixed-use commercial district for the township. Within that particular area, and the other thing I want to say about 98 Little Street, the curb cut actually is on Stevens Street. There's no garage, I don't even think there's really a driveway anymore, just people parked in the side yard, I guess at one point, and that's what the condition of the site was. Generally, in this area, the neighborhood is typified by 1 to 2 family residential units. There is a little bit of an anomaly across Little Street, and that's 365, 367 Stevens Street, which is a 4-unit structure on 10,000 square feet. This is proposed to be 3 units on 7,500 square feet. That's 50% more than the minimum required lot size for this particular area. Again, the Stevens Street in particular is residential, 1 to 2 family units. Generally, the structures of house, they look like houses, peaked roofs, 1.5 to 2.5 to sometimes, in some cases, 3-story units along Stevens Street in particular.
This zone, it allows for 1, 2, and 3 family homes?
That's correct. So the permitted uses within the RV zone are single-family, not to exceed 1 dwelling unit on each lot, 2-family dwellings, not to exceed 1 2-dwelling on each lot, 3-family dwellings, which this sort of is, not to exceed 1 3-family dwelling on each lot, duplexes, and then schools.
All right, so now, we went through the permitted uses, and let's talk about then this zone. So are there mainly conforming structures in this zone where we are?
In terms of uses, I would say generally yes. In terms of bulk standards, I can't really say for certain.
Does the master plan make any reference to this area or proposed type of project?
Not specifically, but the master plan, and this sort of gets into a little bit of the negative criteria as it relates to impacts on the master plan or the zone plan and zoning ordinance. One of the things I noted was one of the goals for the 2020 master plan reexamination was to continue to encourage a wide variety of housing types and a range of sale and rental levels, so all types of families at all incomes can be housed in Belleville, to provide for residential growth at current densities and permit higher residential development in limited areas. And that's on page 10 of the master plan.
All right, so take us through the variances for this application.
There's one variance, and it's the D1 use variance. And I think to the chairman's point earlier, this is a 3-unit development in a zone that actually permits what's known as a 3-unit dwelling. Now, the difference is, and I think why we're arguing a D1 variance instead of just saying this is a 3-unit dwelling, we're going in front of the planning board, it's fully conforming, you're gonna sign off, is the highest and best definition of this particular use is a triplex. And that's because it's a townhouse style development. As the attorney pointed out earlier, the difference between a triplex is it's a townhouse style development separated by horizontally and then with exterior entrances. The difference between that, the main difference between that and actually townhouses is that each townhouse unit would need to be on its own lot. This is still one single lot occupying 7,500 square feet at the corner of Little Street and Stephen Street.
So, with respect to,
And to that point, there's not a whole lot of D1 use variances that walk in the door that are fully conforming to the bulk standards of the zone 2, which this one actually does, which, since we're talking about it, I think gets really into the lack of negative impact on the zone plan and the zoning ordinance, because it really conforms to a zone that, again, it's a triplex, maybe it's a 3-family, but nevertheless, there's no bulk standards associated, or bulk variances associated with this application. So.
with respect to the neighboring properties in this particular project, how will it fit in terms of size and, as I understand, you heard the neighborhood.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it is a little bit different. It is, I would say, given, and this is an important point, I said, given the scale of the development, it is still residential. It's a 3-unit residential development in a zone that permits for 3-unit residential units. It's peaked roofs. We've all seen the plans of what came before the board at this particular site before. I think we all agree that it's significantly improved from what was previously proposed. So it is residential, peaked roofs, 2.5 to 3-story building in a zone that permits 3-story building up to 40 feet. This is 39.5 feet. So it's going to look a little bit different than what has been typically developed along the site. However, the applicant is able to develop this site at this scale, and nothing is precluding somebody down the road from developing a specific look that matches this kind of thing. It just hasn't been the historic development pattern of this particular street in this particular zone. But again, everything is fully conforming, so anybody can go ahead and basically do this down the road as well.
Are there any special reasons that justify the granting of the relief?
Yeah, so the special reasons is the first prong of the fire criteria, and that relates to the special reasons under the municipal land use law, and I would submit that there are several. First is special reason A, which is to encourage municipal action to guide the appropriate use for development of all lands in the state in a manner which will promote the health, safety, morals, and general welfare. Again, this is a residential use in a residential zone. It's being built at a density, actually is even less than what's permitted, or it's even less intensive than what's permitted within this zone. A 3-dwelling unit built on a minimum lot size of 5,000 square feet has a residential density of 26 units per acre. This particular development is 18 units per acre, so it's actually less intensive than what you could actually develop in this particular zone. The second one, again, is to provide sufficient space and appropriate locations for a variety of agricultural, residential, recreational, commercial, etc. That's special reason G. Again, residential development in a residential zone. Clearly, the intent of the master plan and the zoning ordinance is to develop residential in this particular area. It looks a little bit different than what has been previously developed. However, this is still the style of development that is permitted within this use itself. And then finally, special reason I, promote a desirable visual environment through creative development techniques and good civic design and arrangement. I actually think this, albeit a townhouse style, actually works very well, because to the idea that there's a 3-unit dwelling, there's nothing that prevents somebody from walking in the door saying, I'm going to build a 3-unit dwelling, it's going to look like a whole broken brownstone, which is going to stick out like a sore thumb in this particular use. It's a big peaked roof, residential style. It's, again, the better definition is a triplex, but nevertheless, it's still 3 units in a zone that permits 3 units. And again, I think the design by itself fits better than what actually could be there as of right this point.
this variance is granted, do you think the proposed use would impair the intent and purposes of the zoning?
No, again, I already kind of pointed out, one of the items that was identified in the master plan, which I would submit that this particular development actually advances the purposes of the zone planning.
Would this project have any detrimental effect on the subject property or the surrounding area?
Again, it's a use that's permitted within the zone. Anybody can redesign this all the three. Well, I'm sorry, it's not a use permitted within the zone. It's a density that's permitted within the zone, the number of units are permitted within the zone. So everything that is contemplated by the number of units within the zone is permitted by the zone. So again, whether there's, a couple extra cars as a result of this, again, nothing stops from somebody developing a different style that provides the same number of bedrooms, the same number of units, the same number of driveways, the same number of cars that are parked.
In your professional opinion, is the proposed use an appropriate use of the property?
It is, yes.
And what's that?
Again, it's 3 units in a zone that permits 3 units. It's residential in a residential zone. It's the character of the architecture, I think, fits better in that location. It's oriented in an appropriate location along Stevens Street that makes it more residential in nature versus putting it oriented along Little, which again is less residential in nature, in my opinion.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No,
Covered it.
at this time.
I'm sure the board has some questions.
Members of the board, questions of the witness?
I do, however, have a question for Ms. Delvine, community member.
Oh, well, she has to get up some testimony.
No.
You usually do that. Can't question person was not giving testimony.
Well, she gave testimony, right?
Well, no, she only asked questions. She's gonna come back. Any member of course, Mr. Shelton, come on up, it would be right if you please do.
We didn't answer questions.
And be very brief and
I
to
think I
the
did a
point.
really good job if you people did come up and ask.
Hello again, Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. I now will ask the question I asked earlier in the evening. Since the townhouses are not prohibited, are not allowed in the RB zone, are there any other townhomes within spitting distance of this particular property in the RB zone? Are there any other similar structures compared to this proposed
In other words, similar structure.
Yes.
Is there any similar
Is there
structure?
anything
in the
similar?
immediate
Not that I
area?
identified within the immediate vicinity of these subjects.
There is?
There is not.
Oh, there is not, okay. You got your answer.
So this then would be a precedent.
This would be unique.
Unique, right. And that potentially opens up Pandora's box.
Not necessarily.
All right. I'll comment more about that during testimony. Thank you, thank you.
Any other questions of the witness? Okay. Any member, you have any more witnesses?
I have no more witnesses.
Beautiful. Any members of the public wish to give testimony? Mr. Shelton, can we get this done?
Well, I'll go first if no one else.
Is anybody else, ma'am, in the back? I think you had questions?
I'd rather you go first.
All right, I'll go first.
It'll be your own mind.
All right.
You're under oath, Mike.
Yes.
Yes, swear, ma'am.
None.
You don't swear, man. You wasn't a witness.
With regard to this application, do you state that any comments and facts that you state shall be the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Sheldon, 47 Floyd Street. I want to begin by addressing a question actually raised by Mr. Del Gershio at the beginning of the evening. You had asked why doesn't the applicant just replace the 2-family house with a 3-family unit? And
I actually said, why didn't you fix it up?
well, that was the second question you asked later on, but first you asked, why don't you just put a 3-family
Oh,
house
yes,
on
you did
this
say that.
property?
In other words, so we wouldn't have to come before the board.
Right, right.
Yes.
If I understand the Chapter 23 schedule correctly, a 3-family house requires that on the 3rd floor, there be only 1 bedroom. So you could have a total of 7 bedrooms maximum in a 3-bedroom, in a 3-family home.
Is that true, Mr. Banda?
Yes, it is.
It is true.
I
Okay.
actually got one right.
Yes, you got that one right.
All right, so, but that kind of answers your question. The 3-family house would only permit a total of 7 bedrooms, whereas this structure, if approved, will have a total of 9 bedrooms. I'm still very concerned about the impact on flooding, notwithstanding the basin
Well,
that's
you
going.
said you would get a copy of his
He did, he gave me a copy of that report. I started to look at it, but it will take more time. As we all know, this part of the valley is very susceptible to flooding. As I said earlier, just down the road, that intersection of Little and...
I don't know about that part of the valley. I know the part that you're talking about in 21
Is, right.
but I don't know about 2 blocks up from 21.
Right, well, at the present time, as Mr. Ngita discussed earlier, he showed the same map that I had looked at, the FEMA map. This is involved real estate. I'm sure you're regularly consulting that map. I looked at that map. I also looked at several other maps, including the New Jersey DEP flood map. And while this particular property is, fortunately for the sake of the applicant, is slightly outside the current flood zone, if you believe the forecast made by the National NOAA and other scientific organizations, they're expecting sea level rise by 2100 of 3 feet. I know I'm not an expert, and I have my master's degree in theoretical physics, but
That's oceans.
Right.
We're off a river. Now, let me explain something to you. The only flooding that would take place here would be water coming down Little Street like a river. It would come down Little Street like a river, like where my house is, it comes down Geralman like a river. In the worst storms.
some of that flooding is the Passaic River backing up into the low-lying sections.
It backs up, but it backs up in the lower areas. I have never seen it come that high up.
Well,
If it came that high up, all the houses below there would all be flooded.
40, 50 years ago, we never saw the type of regular flooding activity that's now common.
We've seen nothing like Sandy.
Well,
Sandy was bad, and the other one, I think it was, a couple of years ago. So we've had big storms, and if it hasn't flooded by now, it ain't gonna flood. Not in that, on that corner.
Never say never. You know, the local climate change is real.
Well,
We don't know what.
hold on, let's just stick to what we're doing right here.
But I think that, you know, in the wisdom, there are very few positives I can say about how the previous administrations have dealt with our zoning. But, you know, in their foresight, they had the wisdom to ban townhome complexes in RB zones, in particular in the valley section. And, you know, according to our own zoning ordinances, the chapter 23 on page 114, it does clearly say under section L that all townhome units are prohibited in areas designated as within the 100-year floodplain. Now, yes, this particular property isn't quite yet in the 100-year floodplain, but...
So why are we wasting our time?
Well, it's because this is eventually going to happen.
Good, when it eventually happens, then we can deal with it. But we can't deal with something that has not happened. So we can't deal with speculation. So, you know what, Mr. Shelton? Sum up, please. Because we have other people that are going to want us to give testimony.
The last comment I will make before I return to my seat is that as a former Board of Education trustee, very sensitive to the impact that all residential development has upon our schools. In particular, at the beginning of last year, one of the final public comments made by our former superintendent, he went on record warning the community about how our schools were soon going to be at full capacity. And he also sounded the alarm that the factor that was having the biggest deleterious effect on our schools was not these monster residential projects, it was the 2- and 3-family units that were popping up all over Belleville. So, you know, you have to be cognizant of that situation. Since each of these units is going to have 3 bedrooms, it's almost a given that they're going to have children. There's going to be a few more kids to put through our public school system. And it all is cumulative. What you do here isn't happening in total isolation. All of these 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom and 3-unit triplexes, they're going to have negative impacts upon our schools. I haven't heard the applicant tonight make any statements about the possible impact on our schools, positive or negative. Maybe it's not up to them
That's
to
not
make the
part of the
decision.
case.
maybe I think it should be something that should be of concern to you, especially since one of your members just became president of the Board of Ed for her third consecutive year. She's also talked publicly about the impact that some of these multifamily units are having on our school system. So I mean, it's something you guys should discuss amongst yourselves before you take a final vote on approving this application. With that, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Yes, ma'am. You're up. And please speak into the microphone as loud as you can.
You have a question for me?
No.
Swear you in.
Well, you had to
Is
swear
that
in
mic open?
first.
Is that mic on?
That's it, so I'm
I
now.
don't think it's
the whole
on.
system's on.
Hey, can I swear you in, please? If you could raise your right hand.
If you want to move closer, that'll help,
Yeah. All right, with
because
regard-
she's got to transcribe everything.
all right, with regard to this application, do you swear your comments shall be the truth?
Yes.
Could you state your name and spell your last name, please, loud?
Ada Delval, D-E-L-E-L-L-E.
Sweetheart,
I'm
please,
trying.
please move up. No, you don't need, the microphone don't work, so who cares? Move up. As close to the table as possible so we can all hear.
Do you need me to repeat myself?
I got it. It's D-E-L-V-A-I-L-E.
See, talk as loud
I
as...
got it wrong.
That looks like
D-E-L-V-A-L-L-E.
to me.
Yes.
A-D-A?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So not as eloquent as Mr. Shelton, but I do agree with what he's saying, and we have to kind of take a holistic approach to everything. This is greater than the sum of its parts. I've lived in the area since it was Gold's Gym, to give you any clue to that. So we are in a flood perimeter. This is not about maps or anything. This is about our own Tuesday night, and we have torrential downpour, and a manhole cover pops up. This is not an Irene case or a Sandy case. This is just a regular weekday night that we just happened to get a lot of rain within an hour, and the area was flooded. I've canvassed the neighborhood. I've talked to neighbors. I've talked to people who I've known. And all of them pretty much have the same complaints that were, and concerns that were spoken of tonight. So the infrastructure in all its parts, environmental, education, traffic, parking, it's already been strained, and it's progressively getting worse over the years. There's been nothing to ameliorate the situation or make improvements, and we're trying our best here. And people just want to live in a house, have a yard, have the kids go to a good school system, play in the yard, and live in a relatively safe community. That's what we would like. And we see things like this happening that, you know, is also almost dismissive to us, that somebody who's a complete stranger would have the audacity to say that he lives in our community, and he knows nothing of it, nor, not even counting Irene or Sandy, all the aftermath after that. I saw my neighbors leave because they couldn't afford the aftermath or repair their homes. I've seen people try to make small repairs and improvements to their houses have been denied by the city. So that's really distressing as somebody who's been in the community for this long and just trying to do their best and seeing these changes happen, and it's all for the worse. So the impact in your schools, we're already at capacity, and you're also increasing the population of a relatively small, quiet neighborhood. There's traffic because we're in a major thoroughway. I understand that. So there's no parking, there's high traffic, and there's a lot of pedestrian walking through there. It's not safe. But again, increasing when we have no parking and we have high traffic anyway. On top of all that, again, the most distressing part is we're in a flood zone area. I don't care what the maps say. I can tell you what happened over a weekday night. I can tell you what my neighbors have told me, that their basements have flooded just from normal rain. We're not waiting for a catastrophic incident. It's already happening. So to see this kind of thing happening in all these high density construction in the area, that's already, our infrastructure can't handle it. And then this is just another grain of sand that's going to teeter everything over. And it sets a dangerous precedent for what's come, and I would like to stop it now. People want a house to live in with a yard, and that's basically it.
Thank you.
Any questions? Oh, wait, you had a question?
Oh, Mr. Vaya, I'm sorry, Mr. Vaya. Before, when I was listening to you and you were addressing the architect, you you seemed like you were going to the area where you were like discussing egresses, like there was lack of windows on one side and stuff like that. Is that something you're concerned with?
I work in construction, I hate this kind of building.
Okay, so, yeah, but getting back to the egress, because I kind of like see what you're talking about, because there's only 2 windows on the side right here as the egresses, and then the center building does not have any egresses.
They're
There's only
putting
one
too
building.
much,
There's only one window.
too much property on too little lot.
All right.
That's my main point, it's
Okay.
too much building on too little. It was worse before.
So the concern is not about egress or
It's
anything
about
like that?
everything, everything, again, everything is
Okay,
greater
all
than
right,
some of its
no problem.
parts. The yards,
All right.
the setback from the front, the side yards, the fact that the middle unit has no natural lighting from what I'm seeing, the windows are very minimal. Everything looks great on paper.
Yeah.
A drawing looks great on paper, that's why I wanted renderings, a model, something that actually shows context of what this will actually look like,
Yeah.
because a drawing's a drawing.
Yeah.
This shows me enough of what their intentions are, but there is no context there.
All right.
So I can see this in my mind of what it would actually look at the neighborhood,
All right.
and it's not good, and I'm worried about my neighbors on either side. And then what, again, the stone beams are in a pond and the ripple effect for the greater part of the neighborhood. Again, you're putting too much on too little. It doesn't work. It doesn't, and it includes everything that you were mentioning, and then on top of that, everything I mentioned just now.
No. Thank you.
Ma'am, there's one question I was gonna ask you. So where this property is, how far away do you live?
I'm on 106 Little, so down the street. I'm on the same block.
Well, no, this is, if you're down the street, you're not the same block.
This is 98.
This is on the corner.
You're the
I'm
opposite
right
corner?
prior to the next corner. So I'm the house right before the opposite corner, 106 Little.
So you're on the lower part?
So if this is Little,
Yeah.
there's that property on the corner.
Right.
I'm on this side.
Oh, you're further up the hill?
Yes,
Oh,
couple houses down.
You've never gotten flooded, have you? You do?
Take that as
How much time do you have?
No, that's okay.
Flooding's an understatement.
So you back up as the Shelton, so to speak, okay.
Flooding's an understatement. And again, I will tell you, on a random Tuesday night, manhole covers have popped off on that street. Up to where we are, because we're at the very bottom of the hill where Signature Fence is, that intersection, right, Stevens in the middle. Flooding starts there and goes all the way to 21, because that's the bottom of the hill. There's always flooding, always. It doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be a catastrophic event. It could be just a regular rainstorm. And he's completely right about the river backing up into us. So, rock and a hard place. We're at the bottom of a hill and on the perimeter of a large body of water. So yes, very
I'm
much
sure
flooding.
Mr. Shelton will be very happy that somebody
Just
agreed.
very much, he's right, he's absolutely right. You've been right, you've been right.
Okay, you wish to sum up?
Oh,
Is there
yes.
anybody else in the public who wants to give a testimony? Nobody else? I'm not missing anybody? Okay, you can sum up.
Okay, this is a 3-family unit, which is basically a concept permitted in the zone. We provide sufficient parking. The drainage that we're hearing about, we comply with the town standard. We are going above and beyond the town standard as suggested by Mr. Harretts in his report, and providing additional drainage to go higher and meet the more relevant or the newer DEP standards. Whatever gets built here is going to be different, and there's always going to be this issue, but we're complying with what's required by the township. We are complying with the amount of impervious coverage which is permissible. We're not exceeding that. So while drainage is an issue throughout our country, perhaps, because of maybe climate change, however you may perceive it, what we have to follow is what the ordinance here requires, and we have complied with all of that. Traffic is an issue in New Jersey, but we've complied with the parking requirements that this township requires. We have no C variances here. The only thing we're here for is the style of building that we are proposing, which is somewhere between a townhouse or a triplex. Now, when you mention a 3-family house would have maximum 7 bedrooms, that's in a zone that requires only 5,000 square feet, as compared to our 7,500 square feet. So while, yes, we're presenting two more bedrooms than would be a defined three-family, we are also providing 2,500 more square feet than would
If
be
the lot is
required.
bigger, I still think it requires the same amount of bedrooms in the zone. If
I'm
I'm
not
correct,
disagreeing.
Mr. Band, I gotta ask you.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm
Oh, okay.
saying that a three-family house, if you're saying, oh, you'd only have 7 bedrooms, we could also build that on a 5,000 square foot lot.
Yes.
We have a larger lot with 2 more bedrooms than perhaps if it was a 3-bedroom.
Well,
So-
I think that gives you more parking space.
We do have more parking. We have sufficient parking. We comply with the ordinance. The drainage plan is, again, it was accepted by your township engineer, and we're going above and beyond that as per his request. Now, I know the elephant in the room is this record. It is a good civic design to have additional area for living space. In other applications that I've been in front of this board, I know that the board is concerned with having amenity spaces. We can reduce that bathroom, if the board is so concerned, to a powder room. We're happy to do that. If the board finds that that is more acceptable, that can be, but it's a good space to be used by a resident. To have just a living room, if you have children, if you are adults who want to have an extra space for exercising, for being able to go out and have a grill and have friends down there without having them traipse all over your house, it is a good use of this space. And that's why it was presented. Not as a potential unit to live in, even though Mr. Soriano can live in 200 square feet. I don't know that I could do that.
Hot plate and a couch.
But in terms of real life, these are lovely homes. These are 3 lovely units that should be used by a family in this way, where they can have this extra space for that amenity space. This zone allows for families, so any increase in school children, that's the intent of this zone. This is expected. If you allow residential units, you expect families to move in. If we were asking you to put this in one of your industrial sections, that's a different story. Then your plan isn't anticipating that. But your plan is anticipating children, because that's why you have this zone for up to 3-family houses. Now, with respect to special reasons, we've established them. This project improves the general welfare. It is a visual, an aesthetic improvement to the neighborhood. The design as a 3-family townhouse unit works well with this neighborhood, and it's facing Little Street. It's not creating any additional traffic in terms of pulling in or out onto Little, which has been described as a cut-through, and this fits with this project fits within this zone, fits on this street, and I urge the board to vote yes.
All right. Members of the board, your pleasure.
Is it, you put that in a coffee? Any,
I would like to make a condition that the shower be removed from the bottom floor
Okay.
before any voting takes place.
Oh.
The shower or the bathroom?
Make it a powder.
No shower. No shower bed, nothing like that. Only a toilet and a sink. Okay?
Personally, I don't think that's gonna stop anything traditionally from renting properties like this. They always use that as an additional rental income. So even if you, as a condition that we don't put a shower in there, guess what's gonna happen once the owner takes possession? He's gonna put a shower right back in there. And you know what? That's gonna be rental income. It has a private egress from the backside of the property. That's what that's gonna be used for. It's gonna be additional rental income. So I think that condition makes no sense.
The other possible conditions I had, in the event the board sees fit to approve this, would be 6-foot high fencing along the west and north property lines, complying with the reports, with the Tom Harris report, placing the sidewalks, reducing any exterior light spillage in the rear of the property, hardy board on the, I believe on the front facade facing Stevens. No?
They were gonna work on the facade.
Okay, all right. And that's what I have in addition to our normal conditions.
Now we need a motion to either approve or disapprove.
I make that motion.
Motion to the same.
What?
Would not have
Wait, who made the, so you want to approve all that right there as conditions?
What about the shower?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Well-
Did we finish that one?
There was
You already said
a
it was.
suggestion for a toilet/sink. One of the conditions could be to have nothing down there.
That's true too.
Or what it is, nothing, or something in between powder room, which I always take to mean a toilet and sink. So those would be, if you're gonna go the route of approving it, those would be the three.
But I still need a motion to approve or disapprove.
Motion to deny?
Motion made by Mr. Soriano to deny. Do I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Milano? Okay, second.
Why don't we do it this way? If the motion to deny passes, since 5 votes are needed, if the motion to deny passes,
No, you only need 3.
yeah, well, let's do that, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Gina, could you make it clear how we're supposed to bring to deny?
A yes is to deny,
Yes
a
is to
no
deny.
is to not deny. It's always that way. Am I correct, Mr. Guerrero?
Yes, yes. Let's see where we go on that.
Although sometimes we should give reasons why we're both
Yeah,
yes or no.
I'll be happy to do that.
Huh?
I'll be happy.
We happy to do that?
Yeah.
Good. I'll let you talk.
Me personally,
Yes.
my preference is 2-bedroom units, not 3. I think it's too much in this, and I know they have a lot of land. It's too much in that building, and I'm really not crazy about triple play
Too intense, you said.
for me.
Yes.
And, like you say, I always am concerned about schools.
Mhm.
But, it's not my main reason is, I think 2 bedrooms would be more efficient, for 2 reasons. It's still profitable, and it's looks good. It'd be a nice project. I don't like 3 bedrooms. Sorry, that's my opinion.
But as Mr. Gita pointed out, you could say limited to 2, but after it's built, then you
Again,
could have.
that's, I'm not a corner
Well,
person.
but
I'm
he's
not
giving
a-
his opinion, that's all that matters.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that, you wanted something on the record?
No,
I
no,
put it
I-
on the record.
Yes.
I am not,
We're stretching this out.
I'm not
Yes.
very big on 3 bedrooms.
Okay, anybody else wants to give their opinion?
Oh, I have to agree with Willie.
I agree with Mr. Milano.
I don't know.
Gabriel?
I don't know.
It's a really great 2-family house with a great piece of property. I am concerned about the school district. And with regards to the flooding, this wouldn't appear on the FEMA flood maps because, as you know, it's more of a drainage issue. And DEP is looking at rainfall counts and having a whole other set of maps now, just to what you commented on, for looking at that type of flood. So that's just my...
Mr. Soriano?
I agree with Mr. Milano.
Okay, Mr. Agita?
I think I would be, I don't like the idea of townhouses. Just, to me, this area has a historical significance, and the people that live there have been there for almost, I know some people that have been there for over 25 years in that area. I think putting this property there, and just to be agreeable with Mr. Sheldon, would open up the floodgates and Pandora's box, because if we let this project go through, then you're gonna see more developers trying to build more properties like this in this historical area. to me, I would be more, as somebody who knows the real estate market and stuff like that, I would be more inclined to see this property built more maybe two structures, two families or something, but this, to me, this is gonna change the whole facade of the neighborhood. It's gonna change the dynamic more for the school system. We're already suffering from that. I'm not really too concerned about the flooding. I know there's issues, like Mrs. Devayev was talking, but I'm also inclined to say I think we have people working on that, you know, talking about, so I think that I would be inclined not to approve this project that it stands right now.
Mr. Mafucci.
I don't know what else could be said, but again, I'm inclined to say no.
Kudos, Mr. Mafucci.
I would agree with what everybody mentioned. And everybody mentioned a number of reasons for it to deny, and I agree on every one of them. So, motion made to deny, and it's been seconded by Mr. Milano, made by Mr. Soriano.
Yes is
And a yes is to deny, a no is not to deny. Clerk, call the roll.
Anita,
So just,
A
get that.
yes is a no.
All right, got it. All right, yes.
Giordano,
Yes.
Mafucci,
Yes.
Soriano,
Yes.
Milano,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Del Garcia.
Yes. Denied 7-0. Now, what are we gonna do with this last case? I don't know. Are you,
What do we do now?
huh?
What do we do now?
Go home and take a minute.
Don't worry about it, it's dead.
Can we resubmit it, or are we gonna get
They
more
would have to
letters?
resubmit something totally new.
Okay, we'll get more letters in the mail?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you for your time.
Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you. We were all here for that case, nobody saw.
You had your representative?
I don't know if somebody's here. Is there anybody here from 91 Charles Street?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Do you have an attorney? Order in the court.
Hey.
Because this is a court. Anyway, I really think, because these cases took so long, we would like to hear you at the first case, right on the top of the list, at our next meeting on February 6th. We will hear you first, I promise.
Is it
I think it's going to be a while.
I could hear him now.
You want to hear it now?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it now. Come on up.
He's still here for 2.5 hours.
Gabriel,
That's another- We'll hear you.
Swear him in, I guess?
Swear him in.
You have to present the case, Mr. Chairman.
Let me just, all right, take care. Sir, if you could raise your right hand, please. With regard to this application, do you swear your testimony will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Could you state your name and spell your last name?
Gabriel Azaceta, Azaceta.
Thank you.
So yeah, we bought the property in 2018, September. At the time, the lot adjacent to it, 93 Charles, was a vacant lot. We had a handshake agreement with the owner of that property to use a shared driveway. I believe that both properties were owned at one time by the same owner. And so they built the property with a driveway right along the property lines. There used to be a garage before I bought it that was partially on the other property.
Did you have an easement agreement?
We didn't, it was just kind of like a handshake agreement.
A handshake agreement?
Yes. So we used that property, that lot was sold in...
Sorry.
Right.
That lot was sold in 2022 to a developer, and they put a two-family building there. In the process, they put a retaining wall right down the middle of the driveway, so we lost the ability to use it. So it's basically like half the driveway at this point. So we have 2 cars, both my partner and I work, so we wanted enough space in order to fit 2 cars. Because of where the house is situated, there's no way to drive past the house on the side, and there's no way to put 2 cars in tandem. So we're asking for an easement to put a driveway in the front of the house, and also to have it big enough to allow 2 cars to comfortably fit.
But you have 2 parking spaces in front of the house.
We do, so there's a 2-family next to us as well, so there's kind of constant kind of fighting for that space. So the 2 kids that we have, and then just kind of bringing that in, getting groceries, all that is kind of a pain. So we're not able to use the house with any sort of parking.
Now, you on the corner?
No, we're not.
You're not on the corner. You're 1 house in from the corner?
So that, I think this would be the 3rd house, yeah. There's one on
3 houses
Geralman.
in?
Yeah, there's one on Geralman, and then
Now,
93 in
the
there.
250 house that you're talking about, is that completed yet?
Yes. 93, yes.
Hold on. There's like 10 conversations going on, and my head is spinning.
I'm so sorry, ma'am.
I can't hear him.
We need, here,
I can hear him, but I can't get every word he's saying, because there's so many people talking.
Side conversation.
This is a formal proceeding, not in somebody's house hanging out.
my apologies.
It's okay. I forgive you.
All right,
Thank
why don't
you.
you pick up where you left off?
Sure. Yeah, I think you were asking a question. Or-
Yes. So technically, you do have 2 parking spaces in front of the house.
Yes, I mean, we can park there, yeah.
Okay. But you're looking to use the right side of your house as a front lawn to put parking in.
Yeah,
In a front lawn.
Yeah, in essence, yeah.
You should have got the easement,
The easement. that
the
would
easement
help.
agreement.
There's other houses, but I guess they all have the driveway, but there are other double driveways on that block.
Not in the front yard, I never saw.
They have the garage in front, but there's
Yes.
kind of like, yeah.
You have a garage?
No, you don't.
That's the problem, you don't have a garage. You make a garage, and then you could legally have it in front.
Oh, like in the house?
Yeah.
So we'd have to like convert the house.
You can't do that.
Can I ask some questions on?
Sure, go ahead.
Can you just guide me over here, Gabriel, please?
Sure.
Just walk me through real quick. So this is your property, right?
Yes.
So you're saying this is already built up already?
Yeah.
There's a structure
I
there?
have,
And then, this is the spot that you lost.
yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is the before and after.
Oh, so that's the property now, right
That's the
now? That's the
property.
retaining wall, right?
Yeah, so it's right down to the,
Alright, so basically you're coming in front of the board because you want us to approve this right here, right?
yeah, so that
That's gonna be a driveway.
that would be the driveway, yeah. So it'd be from the retaining wall to the stairs. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, go ahead, question.
2 things, a couple of things, Roger. You were requesting a curb cut extremely large. I think 24 feet?
I think we just assumed that it would just be the same width as the driveway, so, I mean, we could change it.
60.
Okay.
And I don't understand the depth from the sidewalk to the house. Why would you pave the whole thing?
Like going forward into the house? I think it's just to fit a car in there, so I think it's 24 feet from the end of the sidewalk to the house. And so, I mean, some of the bigger SUVs are like 18 feet, so it's just to leave some space between there, I guess.
I want to point something out here. And this is permitted use. Okay? If there is no garage and no available side yard, a driveway up to half a foot from the side lot line, property line, may be constructed. In no event shall the driveway width exceed 16 feet for a 2-car driveway and 10 feet for a single-car driveway. So I believe, and Mr. Bandit, tell me if I'm wrong, you could put a 2-car driveway, but it can't be no more than 16 feet wide. And as he just pointed out, you're looking for 24 feet.
I was using, I think it's the Society of Civil Engineers made that recommendation. So we
Well,
just put
forget
that-
about what the recommendation of the engineers. This is the ordinance.
Okay.
So you can have this without, I believe it's without coming before us, or does it still have to come before us?
There's conflicting verbiage in the driveway thing, which we're trying to get cleared up right now. In that section, it says something like that, like you just said. In another section, a driveway is not permitted in the front yard. I think he could get by with maybe 16 by 19, and maybe do a planter strip in front of the house to beautify it a little bit, so it's not just paved right up to the wall of the house. So that would be my recommendation. And keep it off the property line a little bit, not directly on the neighbor's property.
Well, it says half a foot off the property.
Maybe half a foot, I would say.
Is this a single-family house?
It's a two-family.
It's, so it's zoned in a 2-family, but we, it's built as a 2-family, but we
Is it a
use
2-family or a 1-family?
And it's kind of a weird question, yeah, but it's built as a 2-family, but we use it as a 1-family.
Single-family?
Yeah.
What is it on the property, what is it on tax records?
So,
No, I got a better one. Forget about the tax records. Mr. Banda, what is it? You ought to know. It had to
Tax
come
records
before.
say it too, hold on, because Mr. Di Lorenzo was probably when they bought it. Let's see if the CO is in here.
Okay.
I have a question.
Well, wait, let's find out what his answer is first.
There's a rush. I'm not a rush, I'm going to the bottom.
What year did you buy it?
2018.
Should be in there. I'm trying, my computer's very slow. Huh? Shit. Two families,
Two-family?
yeah.
Two-family?
Mm-hmm.
It's a legal two-family. But I think we should have no more than a 2-car driveway. I don't think we should have 3 cars wide.
I agree. No more than 16?
Can I ask my question now?
Now you could ask me.
Thank you. Do you have a driveway now?
No.
No.
You have no driveway now.
I mean, it's like,
He did, but it was
Hold on,
taken away
hold on,
from the
hold on.
property.
Just like you said you had a 2-family, you had 1-family, but you're not sure you have a 2-family. So please understand, and my question is, do you have a driveway?
not a usable one.
Not a usable one.
It's-
What is a usable driveway?
One that you could fit more than half a car on.
Can you draw?
No, he can't.
No,
He
it
can't. I've looked at
That'd
this
be all
property way
wrong,
before he ever moved into it. It is a 2-family. The owner next door was historically a lot, but if there was a driveway paved down the side where the owner actually had a yellow striping showing what was his and what wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember that.
I dealt with him a lot.
He can't fit a car down his driveway.
Now, let me ask you something. Where the old driveway was that he was sharing, was that facing the house on the right or on the left?
I'm not following what you facing.
Facing the house.
Oh, yeah.
Facing the house to the right.
So it was on the right, and that's where he's looking to put it now?
He's crazy.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
If you look at the Google Maps, Joe, you can see it.
What I'm seeing is an empty lot with a lovely bench on there.
Yeah, that's what was there.
What are they smoking on?
That's what was there.
Was that your property?
No.
That was never your property?
No.
Oh, okay, so then, okay. I thought maybe that was your property, then you sold it off.
If you go further back, there used to be, he used to have lines down.
Right there, so look at that real quick.
Did he really? Yeah, oh, the line's still there. Yeah, you can see the line.
Do you have additional copies of this?
Yeah, I do.
I looked
Can
at
you
it.
just share with my colleagues over there, please?
Mary DeCoy.
Thank you.
That's 2009.
Thanks, man.
I don't know.
I see what this dude did. All right, so.
Was your driveway to the right or left of his bench there?
So facing the house was on the right.
To the right?
Yeah.
right there, so.
It's right here,
Yeah.
right here.
So what I'm looking right, so I'm seeing a retaining wall right there, is that what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
That's a retaining wall? So he said he put a retaining wall there, so then you don't.
Two-car garage. I mean, two-car garage. I think that's good.
I say,
16 feet wide.
I say, my opinion, you guys do what you want, allow him to do 16 feet wide, so two cars on it,
Side by side.
right, side by side, and, what, 19 feet?
19, the curb cut is 6 feet.
No, I'm,
Oh, he just has to move the curb cut, whatever it is here. I assume right now, it's around 10 feet, so he's only gotta move it another 6 to the left. That's all.
Is the curb cut still there?
yeah,
Yeah.
right,
All of it?
Yeah, the curb cut's gotta be still there.
right.
Well, if part of it was on the neighbor's property, I don't know.
Yeah, when they made it, they kind of skewed it,
I say,
Yeah, but you can see that happening.
right, have to move the curb cut to the left,
Correct it,
correct it,
and
right,
then move it over.
put a curb there, right,
And then along the house, keep like a left side.
right.
No, of course I don't have this. How will we get that? Are you serious?
Discussion about
Am I in?
If I may, Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion
motion.
to approve a 16-foot wide driveway, 19 feet deep, okay?
Yes.
But I would like you to do a drawing to show how it's gonna look and submit it to Mr. Banda, and he can correct what he thinks. And I'd like to have a little retaining wall there.
On the
You
left.
have a retainer.
No,
On
no,
the-
it's
on the
It's on the left side?
on the left side.
Right.
I can plan
And what about on the front?
Designated.
There's something there already.
Do you want a plan to it?
Well, I would like to, Mr. Banda, could you steer him to what kind of plant he would like?
Actually, I think it was on the other side of the house, I think actually has it.
Okay, well,
I'll work on it with you.
right,
Yes.
Land-
Some planters and landscaping around it.
Is that something that you okay with?
Yeah, yeah.
All right?
So, I'm not following on the retaining wall though,
Well, you know, on the left, something to differentiate.
just like a curb or something
Right.
like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Banda will
I'll work.
let you know.
Okay.
All right?
Maybe stones on the left.
Yeah, it's stones on the left.
Because technically it's
Yeah,
also
it's
cobblestone. So what do you
Yeah,
put a
I'd like
retaining wall for if it's
Okay.
glass?
I'll call it,
Yeah,
let him do it. I'm okay, that's my motion.
Second that motion.
This way we don't make them throw everything.
okay, motion made by Mr. Valano, seconded by Mr. Aguirre. Do I have, any conditions? No?
Let me just tell you.
And he has to submit a plan to Mr. Banda for approval, and that's it.
For Mr. Banner's approval.
Just so you know, if we approve it, you will get a written resolution, because I don't know if you're picking up everything. You'll get a written resolution indicating what the board wants, so you'll be covered.
And you can frame that in your living room. Motion to approve?
We did it already.
Wait a minute,
Oh,
not
sorry.
yet. Oh, beautiful, thank you.
Oh, Sheldon? I'm sorry.
Your
You come against
resolution won't be available until February.
Make sure that thing's off.
It goes to the meeting and it gets
Okay.
This is
approved
the best board
10
around.
days
Who
after
is-
that, for 20 days after that.
Who was the motion?
Motion made by Mr. Valano, seconded by
Okay.
Mr. Aguirre.
Oh, no.
Are we all done?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clerk, call the roll.
Gangita.
Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Lefucci.
Yes.
Soriano.
It's yes to approve, correct?
Yes.
You know, it's,
Bennett. Yes. Del Garcia.
Yes.
7-0.
it's a little tricky, you know what I'm saying?
Congratulations.
I gotta make sure, I gotta ask these things.
You're good, and you'll get a
Thank
written
God you didn't have to wait
document.
another month.
Yeah, I felt so bad, I was like, you know what?
Thank you.
I appreciate it, guys.
Don't throw anything in.
At least you're getting a driveway out of this, we don't get
Wait
paid.
a minute, I gotta do the resolution.
All right, we got a resolution being memorialized.
Matter of Freelos. Ready?
You're gonna find out.
Crescent, this is the one for Crescent.
Matter of Freelos Barstone, 50 Crescent Terrace, application ZB 2024-08. Soriano,
What was that?
doing the resolution.
Yes, all right, just double check. I gotta,
Del Garcia
Yes.
and everyone else is present and memorialized.
Okay, now, I'm gonna tell you something, Gina.
Yes.
He is going to resubmit the one for 25 Main Street,
Okay,
because he fouled it up.
okay, that's fine.
He had me voting when I didn't even participate in the case.
Okay,
And also, he's gonna put Gabby's name on as the chairwoman
okay.
for that case.
Yeah, and I'll submit that to you.
That's no problem. And I'll be there next month.
Yep.
What? No, she.
Mrs. Mahoney did not participate, correct?
She's a resident,
You weren't
but that's
here.
her mom. Yes, my mom.
you must be so proud of her.
Oh, no, she's.
She's like, I remember when she was a little girl, she was just practicing her stenography.
Oh, no, driveway
Now
case.
she's yelling at me.
Hold on, sir.
Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Milano.